Adam and Eve, we were meant to be, and we're bound for life. We're bound for life. Something like a dream come true, living every day, feeling like a replay. We're bound for life. We're bound for life. Us forever, babe. You and me together, no one ever break. I've waited all my life for you. This between us two feels like deja vu. I know you can feel it, that strange feeling. It isn't usual, like we done met before. I feel familiar vibes, I ain't gon' lie now. Precious lover of all my days, please don't ever go away. We found love again, just like we did back then. I'll be past your present, name me future, and we're bound for life. We're bound for life. Something like a dream come true, living every day, feeling like a replay. We're bound for life. We're bound for life. Us forever, babe. You and me together, no one ever break.
Daily I'm dying so that I won't lose my soul. And daily I'm trying to stay on the narrow, 'cause temptations are coming to bring me down. But I'm stronger than these trials that's coming to take me out. But I know it's you, Lord, who is in control, and you give me your wisdom to keep me. It's your wisdom that teaches me. It's your wisdom that gives me the understanding to keep your commandments. It's your wisdom that keeps me, and you give it freely to all those who ask you and seek you diligently. Yeah. Yeah.
this life and many more. Gave a chance to get it right. Got to see another night. It may not be the way it should, according to you, it's for my good. Yeah, I must endure it all. I gotta see this kingdom fall. He's coming like a thief for me. He's coming for my family. The one and only King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Provider, I don't need nothing. Excited about to be jumping. Yeah, alle ufandi, alle usted. Alle ufandi, alle usted. Alle ufandi, alle usted. Alle ufandi, alle usted. All praises to the Most High.
It's so much on my mind all day. Looking back, I'm thinking about how far I came. Life ain't never easy, but I'm still okay. All praise to the Most High. It's not a day that ever goes by that I don't think about all of the things that I know now. And I can never change what I know now. I just pray to God that I don't change when it goes down. I was built for the battle, although I was weak, I just pray I get better. No puppet, no string, I don't play with your better. Salvation for me, Lord, único que quiero. Line them up, get them up out of the way. All about business, got no time to play. I gotta move like a prophet, cause one thing about it, without him ain't nobody safe. That's why I'm feeling okay, cause I got you and I know that won't change.
Alle ufandi, alle usted. Alle ufandi, alle usted. Alle ufandi, alle usted. Alle ufandi, alle usted. All praises to the Most High.
Yeah, man. We have to give all praises to the Most High, the only one and true living God of Israel. You are the one that brought me back to life. Brought me back to life. You are the one that opened up my eyes. Open up my eyes. Lord, I just want to praise you, and I'm feeling grateful. It don't matter what I'm going through. Never gonna leave, gotta stay with you. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm gonna dance till morning light. We heading straight to paradise. If you're not thankful, then you not right. You're not right, my youth.
Alle ufandi, alle usted. Alle ufandi, alle usted. Alle ufandi, alle usted. All praises to the Most High. Alle ufandi, alle usted. Alle ufandi, alle usted. Alle ufandi, alle usted. All praises to the Most High.
Father, won't you take me, hold me, I'm asking you to show me. Father, you're the one and only. I know that you are worthy. Cause to die is my right to my life, and I will lay down my life for you. Lay down my life for you. Cause to die is my right to my life. It's a fight to the end.
Yo, no greater love than losing my life for my people, than losing my life for my kinsmen, than losing my life for the kingdom. I want my sins forgiven, to live a life worth living. I just want to see our freedom. That's why my wheel's still spinning. I lived a life full of evil, many mistakes and I'm paying for it. Saw affliction since the beginning. Gotta win it cause I'm made for it and I prayed for it. Through the fire, got blazed for it. Came out shining with white raiment. Lost sleep many days for it and I'm saved for it. Like, had to lay down my life for my King Christ. I didn't have to think twice. Had to lay down my life. I didn't have to think twice for my King Christ. Double honors to the martyrs, double honors to our fathers. Revelation chapter 6. I seen the souls under the altar. Righteous blood won't vengeance, righteous blood won't penance, righteous blood crying out for the wicked man's sentence and his rulership ended. Go.
Take me, hold me, I'm asking you to show me.
damaged goods when we crash landed. Batter beaters scattered across the globe. Among the nations cast away stranded. Found a book of mysteries of old. Now I know we never been abandoned. More than life or death, cause I'm living to die. No wonder why I've been facing these demons on every side. Cause they want to keep me from seeing God. I know I'm his son cause I'm being tried. Chastised, antagonized, almost met demise. Living legend, used to live a lie. The glory coming cannot be described. So I had to lay down my life for my King Christ. I didn't have to think twice. Had to lay down my life. I didn't have to think twice for my King Christ. Heavenly calling, pick up the signal. Cover the stripes, I just need a whistle. Only a glimpse of the bigger picture, but wherever you going, I'm coming with you, cause redemption draweth nigh. Paradise is beyond the sky. To get to that place, then you gotta die. To come back when them chairs fly on high.
I want you to take me, hold me. I'm asking you to show me, Father, you're the one and only. I know that you are worthy. Cause to die is my right to my life, and I will lay down my life for you. Lay down my life for you. Cause to die is my right to my life. It's a fight to the end. Fight to the end.
Took a minute. About time I committed. Hard times felt like giving up, but your love kept me winning. Don't hesitate, got to make haste. Oh yeah, just set your pace into the race. Oh yeah, you were always my day one. You have shown me where I'm from. This is why I need your love.
God's on earth, we here to stay. Many mansions, how we get to this place. Follow the signs, look at the gates. Name on the list, don't be late. God's on earth, we here to stay. Many mansions, how we get to this place. Follow the signs, look at the gates. Name on the list, don't be late. I wanna live forever. How long forever? I wanna live forever. How long forever? I wanna live forever. How long forever? I wanna live forever. How long forever?
Before the beginning of time, heavenly, divine. This was the image of mine. God body in design. Poetry in emotion. Now it's starting to align. Every detail defined. I like a line upon line. Whoa, this is the way. This is the truth. This is the light. Talking about Christ. Wisdom in the beginning of life. Winning the fight. And that's thus say the Lord moving forward. Look at how it glitter on his sword. 144K points on the board. Only thing we're looking for is forever.
God's on earth, we here to stay. Many mansions, how we get to this place. Follow the signs, look at the gates. Name on the list, don't be late. God's on earth, we here to stay. Many mansions, how we get to this place. Follow the signs, look at the gates. Name on the list, don't be late. I wanna live forever. How long forever? I wanna live forever. How long forever? I wanna live forever. How long forever? I wanna live forever. How long forever?
I want the glory. I want the grace. I need that wisdom to shine, illumination of the face. I need that forever love, the kind that never fade away. Cause I'm here to stay. Reach them go to gates. Now it's time, open up, let righteousness shine, fill up the cup. Cause I can't imagine a place that I'd rather be than to sit with the anointed king. Throne of wisdom, throne of power, no more rain, no more showers, awaiting glory, more than flowers, live forever, say it loud.
Don't let me suffer from hands of unbelievers. Apostates and they envy heathens. Yeah. My people need a leader. If we join hands and call on the Lord, that's a start. Because two's better than one. They can't tear us apart. With this word in our hands and this loss in our hearts, we can rule the world. We can rule the world again. If we rule the world, yeah, that means God freed his sons. All the diamonds and the pearls, yeah, surrender from the heathens. Then Lord, I'll wait on you. I'll wait for you. I'll wait on you. Lord, I'll wait on you. I'll wait for you. I'll wait on you. I'll wait on you. Ooh, yeah. One day you're coming, but not today. I wait. Waiting to take the heathens, waiting to make them slaves. I'm gonna get my crown, I'm gonna take my place. We're a peculiar people, Most High gave me his face. Yeah, that's why Esau hates us, but he's gonna lose if we join hands and call on the Lord, that's a start. Because two's better than one, they can't tear us apart. With this word in our hands and this laws in our heart, we can rule the world again. When we rule the world, yeah, that means God freed his sons. Oh yeah, all the diamonds and the pearls, yeah, surrender from the heathens. Then Lord, I'll wait on you. I'll wait for you. I'll wait on you. Then Lord, I'll wait on you. I'll wait on you.
It's that time again. Yeah. Ya la hora. You know, power hour. Ponle atención, class is in session. Tune in for an hour, maybe more, that's a blessing. Learn from the captains and the leadership. Flee from religion, cause them churches never teaching shit. Everything you learn for your benefit. Line upon line is a requisite. Never take a deficit. Yeah, that mean you take a loss if you stray from the way. You get the understanding if you study every day. Apply what you learn and bless when you pray. There's one interpretation, man, it say what it say. Ya venía el tiempo, entra para el templo. Aprende del maestro con talento. La Biblia es el centro, usando a Israel como instrumento. No te pierdas en doctrina como viento. Estudia y ora y aplica. Tiempo para Dios, ven, hace una cita. Escritura dinamita, morenos y hispanos israelitas. Oye cómo explica Israel unido en Cristo para la vida, nunca se divida. Tune in, it's the power hour. Learn your family history, don't be a coward. Yeah, tune in, it's the power hour. I said learn your family history, don't be a coward.
Yeah, history to learn. It's the power hour. The 11 hour. Tune in to your history. You know it ain't history. Power hour. The 11 hour. You gon' know your history. 11 hour. Power hour.
Yeah, now you rockin' with the deacon while you waiting on the weekend. From the tribe of Ephraim, but don't call them Puerto Rican. That's a byword, those ain't names, it's God-given. Fighting from oppression to saving all guys, chillin', giving light to the people. Don't let the devil beat you when you have at your disposal all these leaders that can teach you how to fight fornication, eat in moderation, correcting all these marriages and self-examination. All these different topics getting covered plus a lot more. You probably sleeping if you thinking this is not war. All these different topics getting covered plus a lot more. Just tune in and we gon' tell you what to watch for. Yeah, the power hour. You know, it's the power hour. Yeah, the power hour. Yeah.
Yeah, yo.
Hey, shalom, shalom. Welcome to the Power Hour Plus. I don't hear myself too good, but
I hear you very good.
that might just be me, right? Like my levels.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, that's good. Wait, let me hear. Yeah, that's good. That's all right. That's all right.
Sir.
Shalom, shalom. See, I was looking last week and I'm like, I be with the mic all up in my face like this.
Sometimes it's hard to structure it right.
It's weird. Like I'm just so used to like old style mics that you had to be close and stuff. And I realize if the gain is right, I can kind of just chill off to. Because I'll be watching some other podcast and like I see how they'll have the mic. Like some people have it like all the way over here, but you still hear them real good.
Right.
But I guess you guys adjust my levels because you know that I put it like this.
It's constant adjustments.
What you say?
There's constant adjustments in there.
Oh, constant. Anyway, I'm Deacon Joshua. Hey, that's 2 weeks in a row.
Let's go.
Yeah. All praises.
Let's do this.
Yeah, sometimes Deke will be on, and then he's not on, and then he's on again, and then he's not on for 2.
Hey,
but
he's the most consistent host for his own show.
Oh yeah, everybody else be subbing hosts.
The most consistent, right? The most consistent person.
like the
all right, okay, all right. Well, PSR too. They have their crew,
right?
Yeah, for the most part, right?
PSR.
But theirs is a lot bigger though.
Theirs is a huge panel on their show. Yeah, that's
a whole room.
That's a squad.
Right.
That's the squad show. That's like what is it, like 12 people?
Man,
give or take.
They got sisters on the panel and everything. Yeah. PSR was, I think, one of the first radio shows like that we were doing in IUIC. I know there's other radio shows. Bishop Yalsop gives you that history all the time, like how they used to have a lot of shows, public access. It wasn't like now, like with the internet set up and things like that, but but yeah, I'm here. Who else is here?
Back in the flesh.
Who else is here?
Eddie, Officer Job is here too.
Job is here. Cram.
Praises, man.
I know he wasn't late either.
On time.
Right, you don't look all jacked up from work and all that.
I came straight from work, but I got a routine now.
Are you all right now? I feel like you've been moving for like 3 months.
Yes, I'm good now, D.
Okay.
I'm back to
right, that was his thing. Him and his rib was like, oh, this stuff with the move.
Yeah,
right,
it was crazy, D.
Now he's all excited to get brothers in there.
Yeah,
sisters in there.
Brothers that I know.
Let me show you my
Have
furniture.
y'all been yet to the new spot?
Yes.
I have.
Oh, you have.
Yeah.
But like the senior officers have been to the new spot?
No, not the
like when you get together with the officers stuff.
Not
That was down in Levine.
Right.
Yeah, that was
in
right.
Levine. Yeah.
Yeah. Where you at now?
It's only 5 minutes up to
5 minutes. It's 5 minutes up to 202. So, but like, how far from me?
Probably like 30.
Okay, so it's like driving to the school.
Yeah.
Right.
That's closer than Levine, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Have
You know, I
another
lived in
10.
Levine when I first moved here
Right,
for like
right.
2 years.
That was
That's the
South
Bronx.
Levine. Right.
That's the Bronx or the Southwest. You know how I know it was the Bronx? I woke up one morning to take my daughter to kindergarten, and the back window of my truck was busted out, and all the stuff inside was like shuffled around.
Jesus.
That's crazy. That happened to my truck.
I said, "That's the Bronx," and at the Walgreens, somebody was always getting shot.
Oh, yeah.
The Walgreens, not Baseline. What's the other street that was over there? Where, like where the LA Fitness is and the Fries. Southern.
Yeah.
Somebody was always getting shot.
That's hood.
Right. I did like that Fries over there though. That Fries was legit. They had beef bacon. That's one of the few spots that had beef bacon. Yep.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
Someone got stabbed. Gadite.
Yeah. I didn't. Levine was the Bronx, bro.
I was from South. Thank God. I heard
Levine
a lot of
Levine was the
He was in a
Bronx.
nice area.
Yeah, I was
That
just
happened
like,
to me with
my
the-
daughter still remembers that. Like when he came out in the car that morning and everything, I was like, damn, they freaking broke into my. I had a nice truck, bro. They busted my window. Mind you, I would park that truck in the front of my house in the Bronx, and it didn't happen. But it happened when I moved to Levine, Arizona.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crackhead thieves.
My wife couldn't wait to get out of there. All praises. We got approved for the house, and I said, we out.
Yeah, man.
We out.
I mean, way better area. Way quiet.
Yeah,
way chill.
okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
And now you got the 202, so it makes it easier to get in and out.
Quick access right
Still
there.
kind of far from me if you were in Levine, though. Levine was far. Levine would take me
Yeah,
45 to
easy.
50 to
It's
get
like
there.
25, 30 now.
Yeah, that's good. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's not bad. Who else we got?
I'm Officer Asher.
Officer Benson out the booth.
Out the booth.
Unchained and out.
Where's the bell, man? All right, there they are. All
There
right,
we
there we go.
Officer Tobias.
Wait, who are you?
Officer Tobias.
Oh, the reader. You got the reader voice.
I know. Hey, he be popular though.
Yes, he does.
Popular.
Yes, he does.
You know, for the sisters that like
Yes,
the
he-
white meat.
Yes, he does. That's how he was discovered.
They like the white meat. I'm a dark meat man myself.
Yeah.
I've always preferred thighs over, and I'm talking about chicken.
Right, right,
Legitimately,
right, right, right.
I'm not being.
I was
I'm not giving innuendos. I'm talking about chicken.
I was thinking about Micah too. Like everything's polluted.
Now you know for dieting purposes, you know chicken breasts and chicken tenders,
white
leaner tenderloins.
It's
Don't taste the
amazing.
same.
No,
High protein.
tenderloin's the king, but it's like half gram of fat per 4 ounces. It's even leaner than breast, and it's tender. That's the point.
Dang.
Because you know the chicken breasts get all
Get
rough
dry,
and tough.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that white meat be dry.
Yeah.
Dry.
I mean the chicken.
Power Hour Plus, bro.
Bruh.
We in here.
Oh snap! Hey, make sure that y'all hitting the like when you come in. Even the haters, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you come up in the room, give a like at least.
Come on.
Because you got to subscribe to comment.
Right.
So at least since you went through all that, you might as well hit the like button real quick.
How do we just get some weirdos on the comments, man?
It happens.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where there's good at, there's evil.
They
That's
literally
it. That's
gotta
facts.
subscribe and wait
You know
like
what I mean?
10 minutes before they got to comment, and they take the time to do that. It's crazy.
Yeah, I hear that. So, what you were gonna say something? You were gonna say something, Asher.
I was gonna say you're not alone with all them comments that talk about, oh, you got Esau on the stage. Every time I'm on a video or I'm doing the show, it's always the same comments.
Bro,
Bruh,
and let me
it's
tell you
crazy.
something. You look mad indigenous.
Do I?
I don't mean that as a compliment.
I saw that going somewhere. Oh, shoot.
Of course.
I'm saying you look. I imagine what the Spaniards saw when they came to the shores
That's me.
looked very much like you.
Like a little spear.
Yeah,
standing on the shore.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
All praises.
That was good.
Hey,
I've gotten different answers,
that's a compliment.
Let
though.
me stop.
I've never passed my
Hey,
Mexican, though.
People be getting offended for y'all. Even though I've gone on record and we've spoken about it on the show, how that's just how we bond. That's how we get down.
Right.
Nobody's really offended. And maybe Tobias is offended sometimes.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
the rest
yeah.
of us is not really offended like that
Right,
when we do that.
Right.
But it's like the audience be offended. I'm
Yeah.
like,
So
I don't know.
mean.
Yep.
I've gotten Arabian before.
Damn.
I think that one.
Your
and-
ones and characters are apocalypse.
Nah, Nah, your schnoz, bro.
It's the schnoz?
Yeah,
It's
and the
schnoz.
forehead. Like your forehead ratio, width, and height to hairline is very.
Yeah.
That's why I had to get you to change that haircut, bro.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm glad you did
we,
that,
we gotta
man.
throw up.
There's a reason for
We
things.
gotta throw up the MODOK picture.
Where's
That's
that
what we
picture?
need. When you look like MODOK, like when I go to the museums, like the indigenous museums, like the carvings and stuff, they look like you.
They look like me.
Yeah.
You know, that's funny. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about the haircut thing. Like, this was like either earlier in the day or yesterday. I was thinking about that. I'm just so glad. I
Nah, but
changed
that don't
my
have the
haircut.
hairline. That's not. We need the original MODOK,
No,
not
you
the
need
one,
the
not
one-
the one from the movie.
You need the cartoon one.
Not the one from the movie. Bro, we had the one. Nah, that's not good. We had the side by side. If you don't have it, don't do it. Nobody's gonna get it.
That's
unless
the
it's
one. You
side by
that's the
side.
one right there. No, to the right. To the right.
Yeah, but without the side by side of your old haircut, it don't work.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so don't show it. It's not gonna work. Nobody's gonna get it.
Bro, that's
The
crazy.
the joke's gonna drop. It's not gonna.
That GIF. They probably can't get it though.
Right, that's the old haircut. That's
That's
the indigenous.
crazy.
That
That's
the
the
gift, the little gift or whatever that is, the sticker.
Right.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You know, we're gonna continue on kind of in the similar theme of last week. There's some aspects I left out. And I had more footage of things that I wanted to show. Right. You could show that. With that old haircut, he was definitely looking like.
You know, I used to think that was it.
That's what the Spaniards saw.
Like when I would get my fade and all that, I'm like, yo, this is it right here.
Yeah.
I'm so glad, you know, this is what the scriptures talk about counsel and all that.
And
You know,
following it, though.
By the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses,
Yeah.
every matter should be established.
Like if you go to the
know?
Museum of Natural History and you look at the indigenous, like
Yeah.
you know,
Mexico City.
like
Remember we went to
standing
that
next to the
museum?
Spaniards, like that's what it looked like.
That's true.
Hey, remember when we were in Ecuador? We saw Issachar.
Yes, we did.
I'm not gonna put it on the show. Though. I ain't
No,
gonna do
not-
him like
not
that.
that one, not that
no, no, no.
we
See,
definitely saw him.
I kind of know who could take it and who can't.
He can.
You know. Now he could take it like a little bit.
A little bit.
Obviously, Issachar takes a little bit. Like
It didn't Issachar.
I know, I know my limits. Like I can't go too far with certain brothers. You know. And even though Tobias be getting offended, like you know, it builds character.
It's helped.
It builds character.
One of your
Yeah, it
quotes that you put in the chat before. I'm here to build men. That's what you put in the chat before when you.
I
was
did.
getting-
I
you was
said
getting on
that.
somebody.
No,
Yeah.
you're the quote master,
he's
bro. You're the
if
quote
I-
master.
right.
Archive.
He needs to archive all my quotes
I'm
into
gonna
a
call him
book.
archive.
Yeah.
Or
Probably already
something
got
like
the
that.
book
You
started.
got a gift, bro. You got a
Right,
gift.
Yeah.
right,
He's archived.
right. Like you know, I guess some people can't separate that it's not mean spirited. Like I don't know. Like it's not. Like it's not done in a bullying manner. It's endearing because I don't joke like that with people I'm not
Right.
like okay
Right,
with.
right,
Right. Like
right.
y'all have seen that. Like somebody I'm not too, you know, sure about, or I don't feel a certain way, or they're not like you know kind of in the inner circle or whatever. Like I don't do that.
That's the
Right.
part
It's
that
like
they
that
don't
video
know.
that we showed before. Like
Yeah.
anybody that's outside of that, you try to come in and do that. That's not welcome.
Yeah.
So we're not
Right.
gonna let you do the stuff that we
Right.
do to one another.
Right. So, yep. Damn, my is that my wife? Oh yeah, it is. It says 4675. I didn't know that was her tag. She said, "All
Oh,
praises
wow.
for counsel for the haircut
Dang.
change."
Dang, Mama Jahida. I didn't know you felt that way.
Can I tell you? Can I tell you though? For years,
Talk
I
to
wanted
me.
to tell you something
Why you didn't tell me?
because you were sensitive.
Oh, I was sensitive at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
I was young, man.
You were
I was
sensitive.
learning.
I seen it when you was coming on trips with us and stuff too. And then when you move here, I said, "All right, it's time to turn up the heat on this little
That's,
nigga."
yeah, you turn the heat all the way
I
up.
said, "It's on the heat on this little nigga." I said, "He got."
little nigga.
I said, because he like to snap, but he don't like to get it.
Right.
He like to give
I
it,
do
but
like
he
to
don't like
snap.
to
I
get
do
it.
like to snap.
I said, come on. I said, if you gonna dish it out, you gotta be able to,
Gotta have
be
good
able to
balance.
receive it
Gotta have
too.
good
You gotta be
balance.
able to receive it. So,
Dang,
Yep.
Mama Jahida said, Santo Dios.
damn, you put all that emphasis behind it, huh? She
I was
said-
like, dang, I didn't know
she
you felt
said-
that way.
She said, all praises for counsel.
Oh, man.
Oh, Santo Dios.
Oh man, let me stop. I guess
All praises.
I was feeling kind of jolly. I was talking with the brothers when we got in here.
Yeah.
We're talking about food again, of course. We're not gonna talk about food on the show because then
Yeah.
we'll digress.
Left field.
And then people be getting hungry. I mean, we will talk a little bit about nutrition and stuff like that, but you know. Hey, so this was all the stuff that I said today. This is the folder for today. I need last week's stuff too because there was things that I missed. Yeah, okay, all right. Good stuff. All right, that's some good stuff. I'll come back to some of those. All right, let's look at today though. Let's look at today. Before we get into everything though, let's go into the housekeeping. What are we doing? Who's doing Sense of the Night? Ruvain tapped out again.
At the last minute.
Last minute.
That's crazy.
Last minute. You know, I was gonna leave him a voice note if he's even watching.
Is he watching?
Yeah. He probably not even watching because
he would have commented by now.
He shouldn't be because he's supposed to be working on a project.
Diligent, busy.
On a project.
What kind of project?
Project. He's working on a project.
So,
I was gonna leave him a voice note. I forgot that it's a little disingenuous to say you're not coming for a project an hour before the show.
Crazy word.
Because, right, like, even if I'm not going to do the show, what do? Sometimes days before, and if it's not days before, usually by the latest, the afternoon, I'm like, hey, there's a chance I might not make it.
Right.
I'm this % sure, whatever, I'll let you know for sure. And it could go either way. Sometimes I'm like, yo, I'm coming. Right? And other times I'm like, yo, have a backup ready. Yeah. Because you kind of know, right? I might not make it. An hour before, you know, like you knew before an hour before that you weren't coming.
Yeah.
You know? Do better, Ruvain.
Jesus.
Stop losing your wits.
Do better, Ruvain. Everybody take a turn saying do better, Ruvain. Go one by one. I'm going to go for it. Do better, Ruvain.
Hey, do better, Ruvain.
Uh-huh.
Hey, do better, man.
Do better, Ruvain.
Do better, Ruvain.
Yeah. Oh, snap. Someone said making babies. Damn.
Someone knows.
So, see. Hey, you know what that is? That's that scripture in Sirach where it says a wise man, as he tasted different vineyards, he could tell the conceited speeches. Mm-hmm. He caught that. He said, he ain't working on no damn project. He at home right now working on a project. If you get it, you get it.
Hey, Senator Knight. Senator Knight.
Man.
What you got?
Oh, am I first? What am I wearing? Oh, Bamboutique.
Okay.
Yeah, my daughter was talking with me while I'm getting ready. That's why I remember, because she was like, oh, which scent you gonna do? I said, oh, I don't know. I was looking. I had a little bit left. Like I was rocking that one hard for a while. And I said, I feel like Bamboutique tonight. I think it's like a clean, fresh.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't give off that kind of sexy vibe. It's more like, you know, just kind of nice, like, you know, like it's kind of like
a daily.
It's like you stand. It's a daily. Like it's like you stand next to somebody and they just smell nice, but it's not like, you know, it's just
clean.
wow,
That's not too exquisite.
Yeah, it's like a clean, crisp smell. You know, so I had a little bit left. I might have to re-up on it. Bamboutique is what I'm rocking. Who next? What do you got? What do you got?
I got the Morocco mint.
Oh, okay. You've been, bro. That's a nice one, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm addicted to
all the mint ones. All the mint ones are really nice.
I got 2 of them.
Yeah, there's a winter mint one too, or something. I think I forgot what it's called. I don't know if it says winter or whatever. I gotta see what it is. It's really nice, really nice. What's up, Asher? You're not a beer guy.
I got the mahogany spice on right now.
That's a great scent. That's a great scent, mahogany spice.
Yeah, I'm still on the bomb. In the morning, I use the tobacco vanilla, the liquid one. Not the bomb, the liquid one, because I'm doing the minoxidil with it.
Oh, okay, all right.
As you can see, it's working.
Are you derma rolling too?
I'm not derma rolling.
Do you have a real derma roller?
I have one. Yeah, I got the one you sent me. The yellow one
with the yellow handle. Okay, all right.
I just haven't done it. I've been lazy.
Twice a week, bro.
I know.
Twice a week, bro. I'm telling you, it'll make a difference. Gains. Yeah, you got to fill in them side cheeks, bro.
I know, man.
You're looking.
I'm looking indigenous.
What was the picture last week that we showed?
Yeah. It was like an Arabian or something.
What did I say it was?
The underbeard.
Oh,
he looked like a Ukrainian, like a Russian.
Oh yeah.
He looked like a Khabib. Yeah, he looking like that, like no stash. You know,
Khabib
that's full though. That's real full though.
He showed something else.
Right.
You showed the Amish.
The Amish guy. There
yeah. Was it the Amish? I did say the Amish. Yeah, he got the Amish beard.
I'm getting compared to everything. Captain AZ said I look like the guy from West Side Story ever since you brought it up.
Bro, but like the new one, the remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Asher.
Yeah,
that's
Jesus.
Asher right there.
Yeah, y'all pray for me, man.
Yep.
Pray for me. But you know, in a year, I might be looking all right.
It's coming.
Who else? Who else we got? What you rocking?
I just used the last little bit of my classic barbershop. So I'm placing
That's another one, bro. That's a classic one. Classic barbershop is such a dope scent.
That was the first one you gave me.
Yeah, it's a really nice scent. You know, you like that barbershop smell when you come out the barbershop, you know? So it's now you can have that whenever you want to throw that on the beard, yeah? What you rocking?
I hit a Bamboutique wash, and then you know.
Oh.
You know. Had to get that fresh smell. And then the rose sandalwood.
And the rose sandalwood. Okay, all right. Okay. Yeah, some people sleep on the beard wash. They just doing plain old soap.
Right. The citrus one. It really cleans it
You
too.
know, when we were in power, like we took care of ourselves that way. You know, we weren't like just whatever. Some brothers just they think it's only for growth, the beard stuff. Like
you can tell by like how the feast was set up, like how we just went about decorations.
There is a lot of brothers is mashibabeth, bro, especially with their beard. And can you imagine they don't put nothing in their beard? It smelled like bad hot breath, whatever they ate for lunch. You know what I'm saying?
Flaky.
Most people got bad brushing habits. They don't brush at night, only in the morning. So you can only imagine, like in the vicinity of that, what the damn beard smell like. Jesus.
Not Aaron's beard.
Wash your beards, brothers.
Hey, wash your beard, brother. Wash your beard, brother. Right. Wash it with some beard wash. All right.
Yes.
Hey, so for OR, all right.
Uh-oh.
I gotta double check the counts of the inventory.
Oh, I can't.
Man, I get paid.
But we might be dropping it this weekend. All right. We got the LM Royal Heritage. I'm gonna show you some new shots of the new colorway. All right. Go ahead, throw that up. Throw that up. Because the new colorway, that's my son right there. All right.
Mijo.
My adopted son. We made some modest changes to it. We made, damn, someone said all that spit dripping on the beard. Exactly. Exactly, sis. Exactly. Ooh, someone said like ham sandwiches. Ooh.
Damn.
Hey, check it out. This is the latest colorway on the LM Royal Heritage.
It's not on the site yet, is it?
No, it's not.
I was looking through the whole site.
Nah. Oh, you was gonna cop one real quick?
Yeah, I got so I re-upped on my oils because you said they were running out.
Yeah. No,
I couldn't find none of the jackets.
This is gonna be the next drop of new merch, right? Of new merch. This is the next drop. One thing I want to point out. We went from the synthetic leather on the originals to genuine leather now. All right. So we upgraded. That's not no vinyl, poly, whatever. Right. This is
the real deal.
That's real leather on there now. So we upped it to the real leather. I know people like that whole little shiny thing. Right. So that's why we started with that. It had a nice look and ain't nothing wrong with it. Right. I'm just letting you know we elevated it a little bit. All right.
I like the logo, Deke.
We changed the logo up a little bit. Right, so we went with without the circle thing, so some small changes. Everything else, man, is doing what it does.
Yeah, the fringe is real nice. You know, I got to see them yesterday.
Yeah,
feel them and all that.
Yeah,
real nice fringes.
Yep, nice colorway right there.
There's more photos. Can we go to?
Yeah, can we go to the next one? Yeah,
some if I can point it out real quick.
Going too fast
on the first drop of the LaQuac Talk. Even with that material, something that I've noticed personally with the original royalty merchandise, like T-shirts. I noticed on one of my shirts, I had that shirt for like 3 years now, and it still hasn't started to crack. So that shows the quality that you get even with the different materials that we have. Yeah. And, you know, here and there, people have had great experiences with our customer service. Here and there, when you're doing large batches of stuff, you might get some defective merchandise. And we usually take care of you. You know, it's not a big deal. Right. We'll process the return. Go back. You're going too fast. Don't change it yet. Come on, bro. What the hell is wrong with you?
Trigger happy.
You know who he wanted to get to in there.
Whoa.
Look, you heard
Can
him?
you go back to the one on the back?
That's probably why he ain't
All
go to
right.
LA.
Damn. All right. Jeez. Go back there, right? But yeah, you know, quality pieces. All right. Go ahead. Next. All right. You can see some of the detail right there. All right. You can see some of the detail. All right. Hey, and another thing too to note. When you get to the part where you're doing these embellishments with the leather, that's hand stitched. So there's natural variations in the leather and some of the cut and things like that. That should be expected,
100%.
right? All the little details. You know, we got the original royalty on the buttons,
the menorah,
right? And now let's show the colorways for the sisters. All right,
come on.
And now we got the sisters cut jacket. All right. They're cut so that you can layer underneath, all right? Because, you know, sometimes you have the denim jackets that fit more form-fitting.
Right.
We wanted y'all to be able to layer if you want to throw a sweater on underneath or whatever. So it still has a little bit of the silhouette, right? And that way you can throw stuff underneath. So we got the sisters in a lighter. It's like a lavenderish purple, right?
I was going to mention
Go ahead, come on. And you'll see there, Daughters of Sarah representing. Okay.
That's some good stuff right
Do we
there.
have any close-ups on the rhinestones? Because it's not gold tabs. We got some rhinestones for the sisters, right? So
Can you
instead of
zoom in?
Yeah, so instead of the gold tabs, we got the rhinestones on there for the sisters, all right?
So when some light hits it, shines
Right,
a little bit.
right, and that's the twinning piece, right? That's if you want to do the husband wife,
Right,
same
right,
colorway almost, you know,
Right.
but some slight differences. That's what we rocking with, right? That's what we rocking with. Let's show the other colorways. Come on, next.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Hold on,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
You know,
Yep.
pink's a prime color for the sisters.
Can I tell you? I'm gonna tell you something, and you know I don't care, and people can say what they want to say. I'm very secure in my manhood. Because we're gonna talk about manhood today.
Right.
All right.
Oh shoot.
Gray and pink go great together.
They do.
That
Right?
grave.
They do.
When I was in finance, back in the world, in banking and finance, I used to put together, I had this gray suit with pink pinstripes, and I would put, it wasn't like no neon pink or whatever, right?
Right, right.
And
Right.
you know, but it was like a good pink colorway. But I used to rock the grays and the pinks, and that thing looked
It pops.
like legit, bro.
Yeah.
Cufflinks and all that, you know, back in the day when I used to rock all that. And it pops. I think some people don't realize how certain colors can go together.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
sometimes
the
we get so
contrasts.
caught into the basic,
Yep.
Right.
you know. So we trying to play with different things for the contrast, so y'all can see different type of colors and things like that. So we got the gray and pink for the sisters. Go ahead, come on. Look, right, little close up. Got the rhinestones, same details. All right, genuine leather. Okay, go ahead, come on.
Hey, you gonna have sisters bringing wardrobers to tabernacles.
Right, right,
They gonna
right.
need somewhere to hang
Bro,
up all the stuff.
and I'm telling you,
Close up.
it starts to snowball once the stuff is in development. So there's a
Yeah.
lot of things in the pipeline, and then it's so I'm at the point where I gotta hold some things back because I don't want to inundate y'all too much.
Right.
We're trying to keep things flowing, you know, every
Right.
few months and drop something else for y'all so that you can see.
Hey,
all right.
And y'all let us know in the comments your thoughts so far on the different color waves, the new design.
Yeah,
and all that.
I'm seeing the fire emoji, so it's gonna like see people liking it. Go ahead, switch.
Hey, and
Whoa.
Yeah,
So we
right.
got the brown and
Right,
turquoise?
so that's like the coffee with the turquoise.
Okay.
All right, throw the get a little adventurous with the colors a little bit. Nice colorway again. Look at some of the same detail.
The turquoise is beautiful.
Yep. Someone said all tabernacles the OR every day.
I'm
That's
telling you,
what's
bro,
up. That's
like,
what's up.
They gonna have wardrobers in the tent.
Hey, right. Hey, and I haven't released the women's hoodies.
Uh-oh.
The nice joints that I
yeah,
got.
See what I'm saying?
It's not your
It's not the
typical
time.
hoodie cut.
See what I'm saying?
And it's definitely Tabernacles in October this year. So it's
Yeah,
gonna
them
be
mugs
brick.
right.
I got some stuff to keep y'all warm. All right.
He says it's
Hey,
gonna
and,
be brick.
I got some
brick,
stuff
brick
to
mean
keep y'all
cold for
warm.
y'all that don't know.
Yeah. Right. Brick is in there. That's a more East Coast. Brick is cold. Go ahead. Come on. Show the next one. Look at that. Look at our princesses, our young daughters there, rocking it out. All right. Rocking it out.
Oh, praise.
Yeah.
And you know, at the Marriage is Honorable they had recently, I saw a lot of
I saw
OR.
a lot of OR in the pictures, man. I was
Yo,
like, that's
yeah.
what's up. And it was wild. As I was looking at it, I said, damn, I haven't even dropped not even half of the stuff that we got coming.
Them Laquakmataka.
Everybody was
He was
like,
Laquakmataka.
I had mine on.
Yeah.
That was
So
rocking.
we got some. I keep saying it. I'm keeping you on anticipation. Oh yeah, that's a nice picture. Hey, check it out. Right, we got he was previewing the Western Line shirts.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, them things are nice. Them
Everyone
things are
was
so nice.
Everyone was like, "Where is it at?
Right.
Where is it at?"
And that's right around the corner. I want to say somewhere around June. And it's not just men. I haven't released the sisters photos yet. Those are coming. We're gonna show you a little preview of that too. All right. We got some good stuff coming. All right. What else we got? Any other good pictures? No, that's it. Okay. All right. Make sure you keep your eye on OR. We also still got some existing merch on there. Continue to check it out.
Yeah,
a lot of
man.
nice things
Those
coming.
tribe shirts, make sure y'all cop all of them.
Tribe
Don't just
shirts.
buy
We
your
got some
tribe.
nice sister shirts, some nice, like you were talking about the t-shirts, how don't crack. We got some good high quality DTF or DTG, right? So that's either direct to garment or direct to film, Yeah, that's good. Put up the website. Check out Original Royalty. Nice colorways on some of these shirts, okay? So, we go from the subtle to whatever. Damn, I'm on the site too. Who that guy?
I actually gotta drop mine off at the dry cleaner.
Yeah, the LM Royals is fire. That's my favorite right there on the right. The blue. I love that one.
Oh, the blue classic cardigan?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like that one? You also like that fleece line zip, right? That one is people sleeping on that one.
Too hot right now, but I do love
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one. That's my style, man.
No.
I like that style.
That's we still got some of those, so I know when it gets cool again, That's gonna keep you nice and warm too. That's some nice tabernacle wear right there too. Damn, look at that indigenous brother looking sharp.
Nice. See how the beard's growing?
Look at that indigenous brother looking sharp. You
sir.
combed it and everything too. That's what's up. Yep.
All praises.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. All praises. I'm happy to see all the positive feedback on what we putting out.
Get the orders in, man. It's going
Right.
quick.
If you with IUIC, I think y'all gonna love the new color for the garments for next year.
Let's go.
You're gonna love the quality.
Yes,
We made
sir.
some fabric changes as well.
Let's go.
It's gonna be real nice. I think y'all be very pleased. And you know we always trying to take care of the sisters, make sure y'all look royal. Cause them green were fire.
Yeah,
like they
fire.
really look dope.
Yeah.
You know, I think when we did it was the darker blue we had did some years back. That was nice too, but I think we were kind of really just early in trying to get over it. So we had some fabric issues and things like that. But we stepping up the premium level of all these things. All right. All right. What do we got? Let me see last week's fitness stuff. Because did I miss stuff? I know I got fitness stuff for this week. Was there any fitness stuff from last week?
I think you went out through all the fitness stuff last week.
We did? All right. Let me see. Wait, what about this funny doctor moment? That's a fitness one. This one, it says funny doctor moments. It says funny doctor moments, and it's the only one with a doctor with a stethoscope and a doctor's lab coat. His white coat.
He's
See what I gotta deal
distraught
with?
about that comment you made earlier about the photos.
Hey, unfortunately, we don't do 5X. We only sell 1 or 2 of those if we have them. If there's a big demand for them, maybe I can do something. We used to carry up to 5X many years ago when we first get started, but we do not do 5X. We do not do 5X sizes. Hey, there's a little humor, but there's truth in jest, as they say. All right, let's do and let me tell you something. We're gonna go over fitness. I'm gonna show you a couple of relationship advices, and they're gonna intertwine, right? So it might not be a clear cut into the main topic. It's kind of the topic, right? So we're continuing similarly to the same theme from last week, all right? I might run some stuff back, like the behaviors that we have, because I felt like I kind of ran through that at the end. I know it was later. People got sleepy. I might talk about some of those things that y'all can marinate on again. I think those were good.
Yes.
So you can see the excuses that you make for yourself, right? And we're still talking about that renewing the mind. And what I constantly see is a culture of excuses. I've said it before. I started talking heavy. I held my peace. For example, I'll give you the fitness. I held my peace for a lot of years with the fitness because I had let myself go and I wasn't looking too great. I mean, I always looked like, I always had the broad shoulders and all that stuff that, but I had the belly to go with it. I look like I said, I look like I worked out, but I look like I didn't say no to cake either, and I didn't.
He did it.
I didn't.
You still don't, but you track it now.
Well, now in the context of the thermodynamics and the calories and plus I feel like I went from vanity to more of a longevity shift as I've gotten older, and I'm trying to hedge off. We have a great work that we got to do, and whatever the number of days that the Lord has for me, I'd like to do enough on my part to respect it and respect my body and my temple, right? Because this is our temple. This is where my soul dwells. Yep. This is my vessel for now. Right. This is my vessel, right? I got to hold my vessel in subjection and all of that. Right. And refraining yourself from your appetites and having the control of them, right, is very important, right? Because what we do with things like fasting, what we do with things like avoiding gluttonous type behavior, reflects on what we're able to do in this walk as well. It's not just about appearance sake. Maybe you like mumpies, right? Maybe
like it, the mumpy.
Right. Maybe you like
That's a large
thicker,
system for
right?
those that
Right.
don't know.
Thank you for my translator. Right? That's fine, but that's not a healthy state to be in.
Right.
And if you really, it goes back to how can you be disciplined enough to tell people that you keep these laws, you've transformed your life, but you're still in this other thing, and then you make excuses for it.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
And look, I get that we all have different types of challenges. I've acknowledged that hormones play a role. Last week I spoke about it, but they don't change the calories in, calories out.
Right.
Does it make it more challenging for you because your hormones are more challenged? Absolutely, right? Your urges might be stronger and this and that, but then that's even more reason why you got to control it.
Right.
Instead of making the excuse that you toss it up. I can indulge in some sweets and not go crazy. But guess what? There's some things that if I'm really trying to be strict in that moment because a goal that I have, I won't eat it because I know that I can't eat just one. I know that I can't just eat a serving. And you think I'm just talking about health and fitness, but it carries over to the spirit as well, right? I'm going to talk about alcohol today. I'm going to show you alcohol, few videos in alcohol in the context of fitness as well. And it's, you know, some of you make the excuses, lawyers for the bottle, right? And it's a culture of excuses that we make.
Right.
Some of us talk about it's the foods, right? It's the types of foods. And yes, but not in the way that you think. You think if you have two same foods with the same amount of calories and one is deemed a junk food and one is deemed a health food, as far as your body's concerned in processing it for fat loss goals or gain, no difference.
Right.
Where it does differ is the type of things they do, the food chemists, to make it so that you eat more than a serving so that you can't stop eating it, right? That's like, I don't know if I sent it to you, but I think it was in the fitness group. My big mouth sister, when she talks about the 3 rows of cookies. I think it's in the fitness group. It's not in the regular group. Get that one because that's the example of hyperpalatable foods, right?
Crazy.
Read your scripture. Go ahead. Come on.
Yeah, so I got this one for you, Deke. Check this out. Sirach chapter 23 and verse 6. It says, "Let not the greediness of the belly nor lust of the flesh take hold of me, and give not over me thy servant into an impudent mind."
Oof. Can we look up impudent? That's not a common word that we use. Where were you? 23, you said?
That's Sirach 23 and 6.
Yes, that's a good one. Get me the other one that says refrain thyself from the appetites.
Yes, sir.
And while they get that script, the class that Deacon just mentioned concerning alcohol, I dropped it in the chat for y'all to go check out later. Lawyers for the Bottle.
Okay. Lawyers for the Bottle. Come on.
I got the script.
Okay, before you read your script, read Ecclesiasticus again, 23 and 6, one more time.
The book of Sirach, chapter 23 and verse 26.
Now, mind you, I want you to understand something. This isn't a verse like where we're talking about health and good estate, a little is sufficient. That clearly is talking about diet, right?
Yep.
But he's talking about diet in the context of what I'm just saying about the spirit, right? Asher cued in on that, and the scripture popped in his head. Read this again. Come on.
The book of Sirach, chapter 23 and verse 6. Let not the greediness of the belly, nor lust of the flesh.
Right. So notice why would it pair those two? That's not random.
Right.
It's letting you know that that's kind of the beginnings of lust of the flesh. You cannot tell me that you're a disciplined super Israelite and you're overweight.
Right.
Right? I'll use nicer terms because people get offended. I didn't make you fat, so I don't feel bad saying you're fat.
Right.
You did that. You know what you did to yourself, right? And I get it. It doesn't happen overnight. You woke up one day and you were like, that's when you noticed it.
Right.
But it takes time to put on mass on the body. It's easier to put on fat than it is to put on lean mass. Right? Like lean muscle happens in grams is what they say. Fat gain happens in pounds. Right? So to put on like what they call quality tissue, metabolically active tissue like muscle mass, which is healthy for you because it gives your body a sink for all the stuff that you eat. Right? That your body then utilizes properly versus storing.
Right.
But you did that. And you did that over years or months or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no... Like, the excuses got to stop.
Hey,
Because that same spirit of the excuses that you have, that's the same thing you think you're going to do when you sit in the judgment seat for all your sinful behavior. Like, I'm not saying that everybody that's fat is not good brothers or good sisters, but you've not been able to show any type of measure of resolve in something that's seemingly small. And that's why this verse mentions that, because that's a base thing.
Right.
And that kind of goes hand in hand with the fasting. One of the major things of fasting is to show that you can deny your body things that you think are incontrollable. Food and water are primal urges. You don't got to think about it.
Right.
Your body is programmed to trigger things in you so that you have thirst and that you have hunger. And then it knows how to magnify it. You notice when you fast, how your senses are more in tune. Right? I've said this before. You smell things.
Smell that fruit from the lobby.
Right. Right. And who smell fruit that's not cut?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the other day I went to the supermarket and I smelled the peaches and they weren't cut peaches. So I was like, oh, snap. That meant they were good and they were good as hell. I did grab some peaches. They were delicious. I might have one before bed. Yep, I'm having carbs right before bed. And it ain't going to do nothing to me. Because you got these excuses in your mind. You have a bias in your head. Instead of the real information is not sensational.
Right.
But my point is, you ever notice with the fasting and then you'll see the condensation on the cup? Like your body is set up. You don't have to think about those things. So the reason he mentions turning away, right, from the greediness of the belly, and then he mentions it, the flesh. He says, nor the lust of the flesh take hold of me.
Right.
Because they go hand in hand. They go hand in hand. It's a measure of how you'll be able Satan tempted Christ with that during his fast. And he said, man don't live by bread alone. You got to understand that. He said, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God.
Right.
And that's heavy when you think about it. Because he's letting you know, of course, these words can't sustain the flesh in the way that you need it to, right? But what it's letting you know is that you can go without the things that you think you don't have control over. So that's the bottle, that's the drinking, that's the different sins. And one of them deals with the fatness. I think I've gone over on this show, and I can't remember the verse because it's an obscure verse that talks about how that obesity wasn't a normal thing for us. And I brought out a verse that showed that it's not proper behavior. It's frowned upon by God when you're overweight. It's frowned upon. I got to go back and find those verses because people might not believe it, and I think I got to keep them. I got it logged somewhere because I think I used GPT to prep that class. I just gotta remember the topic and look it up. Read this verse again. Read this verse again. I know you brothers got some stuff to say. Come on.
Let not the greediness of the belly nor lust of the flesh take hold of thee.
Right, meaning they're hand in hand. Go ahead. Come on.
And give not over me, thy servant, into an impudent mind.
Can we look up an impudent mind? Impudent, right? First, of being bold, disrespectful, insolent, or shamelessly rude, often showing a lack of proper modesty. That's the excuses that you make. That's the impudent mind, right? You make, you might not come across in a bad way when you say it, but look, one of the things that it says is, look at the definition. Read that where it says rude.
Rude, saucy, or insolent behavior.
Come on, this is the part that I want.
Often involving a lack of shame.
Right. You're supposed to feel shameful about it, but then you want to justify it.
Right.
So
and
Officer Robain was behaving in an impudent manner when he called out last minute.
Right. When he called out last minute, it was an impudent. Right. Right. Look at what the context is when somebody's impudent. All right.
Usually describes someone who speaks or acts in a cheeky, defiant, or disrespectful manner.
Right. Meaning, so sometimes it comes across cheeky, right? And cheeky's kind of like they'll make a smart comment when you give them some advice that's sound advice, right?
Right.
And you notice that people make cheeky comments when you touch them on alcohol and when you touch them on food and their weight, right? And usually a defiant, meaning that's the excuses that you make, right? And I'm using the weight because we're in the health piece, but this still goes into part of the bigger class because it's the justification for the maintenance of the behavior that is not righteous behavior. Right. It's not royal behavior. It's not godly behavior. And listen, if you watch this show, I'm not saying I eat at fast food places.
Right.
I eat things that most people are like, oh my God. And guess what? I'm not saying I look like I'm stage ready for a bodybuilding show. But the same people who are like, Dig, how you eating that stuff? You don't look like me. I'm at a healthy weight. I'm at a healthy body fat. I have healthy blood markers. And I'm not saying it's a boast. What the point that I'm trying to make is that you're stepping over $100 bills to pick up dimes.
It's the focus. Yep.
Because you're focusing on things. I won't eat this. I won't eat that. It's because you're eating this. It's because you're eating that type of food. Let me tell you something. Somebody put, you need an anti-inflammatory diet. Well, my question to you is, do you drink alcohol at all? Ever? Because alcohol is inflammatory.
Yeah, highly.
And some of the videos I'm going to show you is how it derails, even drinking every weekend, but being disciplined the rest of the week. And I'm not saying you can't meet your goals, but how it'll derail you for up to 72 hours, one drink.
That changed my whole view of things.
Right. I was watching those. I was like, I only drink like once a month. And it's usually just one drink.
I've seen it. Like, I've seen the scale jacked up. I've seen me retain water. I've seen the whole thing. Because you got a habit that, and I'm not saying, but how about you put it down for 6 months so that you can eat properly within a calorie deficit, 80-90% whole foods, right? Meaning you have a little margin where you can indulge here or there, right? Live a little, so to speak, right? But not until you've displayed a measure of discipline, right? I don't believe in cheat meals or cheat days or nothing. Cheat days are horrible. You shouldn't do a cheat day ever. Right. You can do a free meal versus a cheat. I think cheat makes it seem like you can eat the whole pizza pie instead of, have a couple slices, right? And once you've built up a measure of discipline and hit certain milestones, then you'll do it. Like I told Officer Zara, he loves cheesecake. I haven't been to Cheesecake Factory in a long time. I told him I want to go with him because I know he likes cheesecake. I said, but not till he loses at least 25 pounds. I said, that I'll treat you. That'll be like a free dessert.
Free meal,
Right? Now, maybe not the free meal because Cheesecake Factory meals are crazy. I mean, they have a fit menu, which is reasonable, but most people don't eat that. They go there for the other stuff.
Right. They literally have like a slim. They call it like a slim.
Yeah, everything's like 600 or less. 600 is kind of high for one meal. Yeah. 3 to 4 is probably more reasonable, and you can eat a lot of food volume if you pick the right foods in 3 to 4. But my point is, you shouldn't touch those things if you know that you have a greediness about them, right? Get me the other verse, and then I'll let you guys give your comments that I said. Go ahead, come on.
The book of Sirach, chapter 18 and verse 30. Go not after thy lust.
Go not after thy lust. Here we are again. Similar theme of what we just read in Sirach 23 and 6. Go ahead, come on.
But refrain thyself from thine appetites.
But refrain yourselves from your appetites. Is that in that verse?
Yes, sir. Well, 31.
Go ahead.
Verse 31. If thou givest thy soul the desires that please her.
Right. So that goes from everything.
Right.
But when it talks about appetites, a lot of times we think of the belly, right? That's why I'm pairing it this way so that you can think about it. Appetites. You can have usually when you think appetite, you think food, but you can have an appetite for alcohol, smoking, drugs, whatever it is, pornography, whatever's against what the scripture says, right?
Nice,
Anger could be your vice. It's a close friend to you, right? Impudence, where nobody could tell you anything contrary. You rather defend your position than open yourself up to a possibility of something else. I'll give you an example. I'm putting my wife on blast. My wife's sleep hygiene. It's not the best. I'm always on her for her sleep habits, right? And right now she's probably like, oh gosh, I'm doing better, right? One thing I learned from mentors in the past about management, like, I was trained in different management, and y'all, those of you who know me long enough, I've done a lot of different things in my life career-wise. And is that you look for patterns of behavior. You don't necessarily judge somebody on one thing, although it's impactful, the one thing, depending on the action, right? It makes you keep an eye out for them. What you do is patterns. Last week, I think I said it in the terms of what you do most is what you really are, right? The different things we tell ourselves. Dealing with the sleep hygiene, I'm always on her, right? And it's not so much that, you got to get a hard 8 hours all the time. I don't even consistently get 8 hours. I think my average is 7 and change, right? But it's like sleep times and wake times, and she has to wake up earlier than me. She leaves before me. But if she's going to, that means she shouldn't be going to bed at the same time that I go.
Right.
And sometimes she's going later or at the same time that I am, and that don't jive.
Right.
I mean, she's getting less, right? And then that messes up your goals as far as weight gain and health and everything else, right? And then mentally, and people swear that they're good. But when you measure it against how good you really can be when you're right?
That's it.
It's like your normal feels normal until you feel how much better it is when you're on the other side of it. So why would you want to be 50% of who you could be and not 80, 90, 100, right?
That's what we were talking about that earlier, me and Officer Benson, about potential and being, though we're performing at a...
Shout out, respect, soaring with, he said, amazing class, you got to rewatch. He got to wake up at 3. You going to bed too late, as it is, I think, for 3. But at least you respecting going to bed to get some sleep. You can watch it in the morning. You can watch it in the morning.
Run it back.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, so we were talking about just the potential. Like, though I may be operating at a certain point right now, the potential of what could be just based on the videos you've been sharing about the alcohol and certain things that it'll move the markers in small increments, but the overall impact is who knows what it'll be.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. You were going to say something earlier. Do you still got your thought?
I forgot.
I have
You
my
lost
say.
it? Damn. Go ahead.
I was going to say this, D, because to tie into what you were saying, Baruch 4 says the book, this is a law of God, right? So if the book is telling you a certain way of how to conduct your life, how to eat, little is sufficient for a body well nourished, exercise, and everything you're going over, if we go against that, that's breaking God's laws.
It is. It is.
So why do people take that so lightly?
Yeah.
Is it because it's something that's not taught, that is a law that you're breaking, you're literally sinning when you...
I think it's different for each individual, but that's why I'm going to go over what I closed out with last week with the types of behavior where you defend it. I think a large part of it is the culture of excuses that we have. I think an even bigger part is the, like I say all the time, I mean, I love the internet. I love social media to the extent of I love how available certain information is. But I'm also very aware and conscious of what I allow myself to consume. I've often said your algorithm is your responsibility, right? Like if you're scrolling across something and something comes up, and that's on you. That's not on anybody else.
Right.
And with that, you tend to find information that confirms your bias, right? Because what they really want is they want your eyes on their app, right? And then advertising dollars and everything else that comes with it. What we fail to realize behind that is you think, so for example, let's say you're carnivore.
Right.
All you're going to get is carnivore type content on your thing, right?
Yep.
Let's say you're against processed foods. All you're going to get is that. And it's going to confirm your bias, right? Meaning what you already believe. So it's not going to challenge your thinking.
Right.
Right?
Reinforce it.
It reinforces it.
Damn. That's
right?
why you got to be careful with ChatGPT.
Right. And let's go back to Romans 12:2 because this is what we brought out last week.
Right.
And I'm not done here. I'm going to circle back to this, right? The sleep deprivation and everything else. What I'm aiming to try to do is put you in a position. I can't transform your mind for you. Right. God's given you some daylight if you're here and you're repenting and you embrace your identity. And I mentioned this last week, but you have to renew your mind daily. And renew your mind is find the things that are good for it and good for your soul and stay on that. But don't lose yourself so much in other areas that you're not following sound doctrine, right? You have to be able to reconcile everything with the scriptures. And if it doesn't, you got to make the moves to move away from it.
Right.
And I think I'm naming some of the issues. There's more why people are resistant to those type of things. But I think we live in a time where that type of behavior is reinforced. Whereas in other times, maybe it was hard to find people that would kind of group think with you.
Right, yep.
And say that stuff. But now with things like social media,
Yeah.
you'll find something that reaffirms your bias and it reinforces you. And while that can be a good thing when it comes to, say, for example, the scriptures or real useful, positive information, it's highly negative when it confirms a bias that clearly is not supported by first scripture and then second, any type of real data behind it for you to make the changes that you're going to make. Go ahead, read this.
The book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 2. And be not conformed to this world.
Right. So, I don't think people take that to the level that they need to.
Right.
I would even say, even some of us, it's such a weird dynamic. Like we're in this world, but not of it.
Right.
All around us, we have that. I mean, that's why there's so much warning about walk in the spirit and then you won't walk in the flesh, right? Which really kind of goes into what you spend your time on most. That's why it says when you're among the indiscreet, redeem the time.
Right.
How you spend your time, who you spend it with, what you spend it on, really impacts the type of person that you transform into, that you become, and that you maintain.
That's
right?
heavy.
Go ahead, read it from the top again.
And be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
He says, but rather be transformed. And the transformation takes an effort on your part of acceptance that I could be wrong. The same way that you were in Christianity and you believed in a white Jesus and you believed the lies that we were taught all our lives. That's the status quo of the world. That same way and that same energy, you need to be able to apply at least to the points that you can consider. Because if your first thing is an excuse to defend an act, and I've been there, we've all been there. If your first thing is an excuse to defend a behavior and not consider, and it could go from anything, you're not in a position where new information is going to flow freely with you. That goes into the neuroplasticity that I was talking about last week, right? How the brain has to have repeated patterns so the rewiring then happens so that it be like, you've ever heard where it says you got to do something for 21 days before it becomes a habit, right? They're saying at a minimum that's what it takes to rewire your brain, right? Like you gotta do it for that amount of time. And then it's wild because perception plays a role too, and some of our perceptions are really warped. Like what you see and what you hear might not necessarily be what somebody said. It's that bad sometimes, right? So it's I don't want to go off the rails here, but it's a lot, and you can't fix it all in one shot, and that's why I've always kind of been partial to these type of topics. Obviously, I'm broad enough that I cover all types of things when I do classes and stuff like that. But my wheelhouse, so to speak, is things like this, right? Because again, I've often spoke about the changes that I've made and the reflection that I had, and it's a lot. And I know on a very intimate level the personal effort that it takes. It's not freely done. You know, people talk about motivation and stuff like that. I think I mentioned one time, people who maintain habits, I'll use fitness for example, like the gym. The gym is not something I do, it's my identity. It's part of my identity. Right? Like people know that. I'll give you an example. Deacon Abiel messaged me to check on me last week, I think. And we were just chopping it up in text, and he was like, yo, you must be real frustrated that you can't work out right now. And I was like, yeah, you know, it's like, meaning he knows that that's me, right? Like somebody that knows me knows that that's part of my identity, right? Like, you know, so it's kind of like anything that you're going to do that's meaningful as part of changing, you people have to know, like it has to become part of you. And that's what transformation really is, right? Because then that's when the neural pathways have changed or whatever. So when people talk about motivation or how you do this or how you do that, the way my life is presently set up, I don't know how to do anything else. To the point where if I'm not doing what I know and feel the most compelling to me and most devotion and passion for, then it feels off. It feels weird. It feels strange. Right. When you let yourself get to the point where you're desensitized, like for example, normalizing sin, whatever measure of it is, that's a dangerous place to be. The minute you stop acknowledging offenses that you commit, because it's not to say that some sins take longer for people to resolve in their spirit, right? But the minute you start to normalize the behavior, the errant behavior, the sinful behavior, you've setting yourself up to maintain that state of where you're at. And you're never, ever going to be able to take the next steps, maybe even in anything. Because you know, that's where Christ talks about when you're faithful in little, how you faithful in much, right? And I know he's talking about, obviously, first and foremost, the law, but the law is life. And it's not just a saying. This goes back to what you said. These things that we talk about, it's in the scriptures. So if you can't bring yourself to the point where little is sufficient for a man well nourished, meaning eating nutritious foods, the little meaning for what it is for you, right? Because like what'll satisfy me, it's not going to satisfy IBL, nor should it, right? For example, such a big size disparity between us, right? So the same little is not the same for everybody, right? I say that because I want to emphasize that. It's individual to you, just like your members are your members, good and bad, right? Some you got to mortify, some you got to reinforce, right? And give more life to. It's the same with anything else in the behavior patterns and things like that. So yeah, when you accept something like that, poor eating, defending the alcohol habits, everything else that you do, right? It's sinful behavior. It's sinful behavior. And that's and until you see it that way, some people might not realize it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Some people might not realize it. Go ahead, read this from the top again.
And be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Be ye transformed. And he tells you how. He says, by the renewing of your mind. What are you renew it in? This.
Right.
This is the only clean thing.
Right.
This is how you discern good from evil, clean from unclean, right? Go ahead.
That ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
Right. So how can you prove those things if you only watch things that confirm your bias, if you only listen?
Right.
Like some people like to say, like with us when it comes to the scriptures, oh, but you don't want to hear my side of it. All my life I heard Christianity. There's nothing else for me to hear about what you have to say about that shit. Because that's what it is.
Right.
Like, oh, you're saying that about us and this. No, the bullshit that you're teaching and the lies that you're preaching, I've had enough of those.
Right.
I've already proven what's that good and acceptable will of God to me, so I don't need to debate you and dialogue with you on this.
Right.
There's no gaining me over. There's no winning me over. If anything, I was more confused than I ever was in my life all those years that I spent in all those different religions.
Right.
Thanks.
I've prospered the most. I've lived the best the most. Even with the struggles that we deal with, walking in this. Mm-hmm. Even in the times, but correction don't feel bad. I've been corrected. It feel good. It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It freaking sucks. But then you have to let it bring forth that peaceable fruit. Right?
Yep.
And you say, damn, when I was a kid, when my mom used to beat my ass because I was being bad, I didn't like it.
Hell no.
And now as a grown-up, I can look around and say, thank you, Mom.
I see the value.
Yeah, I still think she was extra, but you know what? I guess she needed to be extra to save my life.
Right.
Switches.
Mm-hmm.
She needed to be extra to save my life. Somebody was going to say something.
the other day.
I was going to say, Deke, this example is so heavy because when we read about conforming your mind, I think about scriptures like when Christ said you have to be born as a child.
He says, except you be as one of these little children,
you will not inherit the kingdom of God. So there's so much severity in this thought process right here. And what you just mentioned about Christianity, that goes back to that perception that is warped that you just made mention of, right? Because they think that's the right way to go. But once you convert your mind, and the heavy thing about it is not everybody will get that chance. This Romans 12:2 is only applicable if God gives you that spirit of understanding to even transform.
Right.
So it's heavy.
Get me that. Is it Isaiah? Is it 29 about he poured out the spirit of deep sleep on us?
Mm-hmm. That's
Because it goes with what you said. So that means only he can open our eyes. And then I think there's one in Romans that precepts with that.
You want to start at 9?
Yes.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 9. Stay yourselves and wonder. Cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine.
Right. So we're drunken, but not with wine. And this time he was talking about all the different doctrines, right? Idolatry and everything else. Yep. If anything, if it's gotten broader. There was a great series that they canceled called American Gods.
Yes.
That spoke about this. I got to run it back and watch it again. It was that good. Even though it leaves you wanting because they didn't finish it.
Right.
And the whole premise is it shows old gods, which was the idolatrous gods and things like that. But then it shows what the manifestation of new gods are.
Right.
And new gods was things like the internet, things like globalism, things like television. And if you look at it from that perspective, it was real heavy. It was real deep. I think that it went off the rails when Orlando Bloom gave that speech. And then they didn't want to bring him back on the slave thing.
That thing was.
And then I think after that, they were like, yeah, we not. I would have loved to see it come to fruition. I thought it was fantastic. It didn't do everything it needed to do. But it basically, the whole premise was to show you the drunkenness that we have. Where you think you're not religious. You think you're not this. You think you're not that. But everybody's religious about something. It just might be the traditional spiritual sense of what you think.
Right.
And you treat these things like that. And the point was, they made these deities and they were manifested as these actors, which were these beings. Mm-hmm. We know that there's not a God of globalism, right? It's all the same evil, right? It's still Satan that rules in the earth. And those are devices. But it showed you how the only way those things can exist, this is the underlying message of the thing, is if you give them the energy.
That attention.
If you give them the attention.
Yep.
And that's how they existed as gods. And, you see, like, I'm telling you, like, I watch stuff and I'm not looking for it. I used to do that. When I first came in and, like, leadership used to break down things for movies, like, we were all trying to see if we could see the spiritual message. This goes with what we're going to read soon.
Right.
But God opens up that understanding. And now I watch stuff and it just triggers it in my mind. I don't look for it. I just kind of say,
happens.
oh, this reminds me of that. This. Why? Because the more I'm in this, the more this becomes me and I become this.
Identity.
And then in everything, this
More
is
that
what
your
I see.
mind has been
Right.
renewed.
And that's why, I quote The Matrix a lot. It's one of my favorite movies, right? 1 and 2, 3 a little bit, not so much. And like I said, 4 is trash. And but I did find some stuff in 4 that was all right. And you know how, like, when Neo fully manifested his powers, he was able to see the Matrix for what it was. Right. So when he didn't see agents, he didn't see the woman in the red dress. He saw the code.
Yep.
And when you're in this, you'll see it for what it is. You're able to kind of see through that veil, so to speak.
Spiritual man judges all things.
Yes, right. And you're able to look and see beyond those things. And others don't see it so much, right? Some even to the point where they don't want to know it, right? Ignorance is bliss. Like, hey, I don't want this. The reality is just too real for me.
Right.
So we rather spend our time in escape, right?
Yep.
Right.
Go ahead, keep reading.
They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink.
Because he's letting you know, I'm using the example of drunkenness, but I'm not talking about alcohol, right? Go ahead, come on.
For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
Letting you know that if it's not this, if the lens of everything, because this is a big frustration I have in general, is like I look around and I'm certainly not perfect by any measure. But what I do is I try to move to acknowledgement of offense as fast as I can, because I think your endurance in this walk, from big to small, this is how you renew your mind day by day. The faster you move to resolution, to get your mind back on the mind of God and what the scripture says, the quicker you're going to be able to overcome those things. The more you spend your time marinating or reflecting in those things that are not profitable, that are not fruitful, or doing those behaviors that are not, the more destructive it is to you in your walk.
It's like, you lay your sins where you do.
Yes, right. And that's why last week I spoke about 1 Corinthians 9, where it says that I keep under my body.
Right.
Right? He's like, I'm letting you know I have to do that, right? And that's all goes into the renewing day by day. And look, I'm not saying ideally you don't watch any of this stuff. You don't deal with any of this stuff. I'm not at that point. I enjoy my movies. I enjoy my shows. I still like an occasional video game. And, I mean, like I hadn't played video games for like 3 months. And then like the other day I got into it again for a little bit. I said, let me get some burn. I call it burn. You want to give the definite burn means play some video games.
Right. Get it out your system.
Right? I said, let me get some burn, and get some game time in. Ghost of Yote?
Never heard of it.
Fire.
But see, notice how you said occasion.
It's like a samurai game.
Oh wow.
It's fire, bro. It's immersive as hell. It's insane. You see all the score. Look, go ahead. Look at a 10 of 10, 9.5, 100 of 100.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You could even play it in black and white, and they could speak. Like if you're into Asian movies, you can even do Asian. They'll speak in Chinese with subtitles. Yeah, it's like samurai fighting and like a quest for revenge, and yeah, it's fire. Wow. The game is fire. Like the story's crazy, but anyway, so engrossing, but I'm well adjusted enough that I could put it down.
Right.
I'm not there neglecting my house, my wife, my kids, the work, the truth, my responsibilities to play games. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. I can say that well adjusted.
Right.
I'm not there just baba dripping down my freaking mouth, zoning out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, for the time that I'm playing, I'm focused.
Locked in.
I'm locked in. But it's very few and far between. It's been months. I did it the other day. It's been 3-4 days. I haven't picked it up.
Yeah.
And I haven't felt an overwhelming need to do it. Like I'm focused on my responsibilities. I do want to finish it. I'm almost done. I got to the part where it says, "You sure you want to go? Because after this, you can't go back." So you almost near the end of the game when you do that, right? Look, he looking for the go back screen.
I remember when you said you first got it, you said it took you months to even open it and set it up.
Yeah. When I got my PS5, I had copped it, and then it sat in the box for I think 8 months. I didn't even open it for 8 months.
I remember you said that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I copped it because I knew I wanted it, and I knew it was like
hard to get.
Yeah. And it sat in the box for 8 months before I even took it out. And then I took it out. I think I played Spider-Man, and then I put it down. It was collecting dust. I remember there was one brother who bounced recently, and he was like, "Yo, give it to me. You don't even use it. Give me your PlayStation." I said, "Nah, because once in a while I do." I said, "Once in a while I do." Yep. But go back. Read this verse.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 10. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
The spirit of deep sleep. Come on.
And hath closed your eyes.
Right. So that transforming can only happen if God opens up. God got to give you a little daylight.
Right.
That's right.
And when he gives you that daylight, right? That's why the scripture talks about wisdom will walk with you by crooked ways and stuff like that.
Yep.
Right. But then it also says that it won't dwell in a malicious soul.
Right.
You think these little things that you maintain your status quo of behavior are not detrimental, but you got to go back and you got to look at what am I not doing and what can I continue. None of us are doing everything that this Bible says.
Right.
We're doing our earnest to keep the two greatest commandments.
Right.
But when you start going into the nuance, right? Because the way it's set up is that if you keep the two greatest, for the most part, you're going to be all right.
Yep.
But then when you start under that, as you grow in your walk and you grow in your faith and you grow in your discipline and your application, right? In your circumspection, right? Being circumspect.
Right.
You start to uncover things and go, oh, snap, we should be doing this. I'm supposed to be doing that, right? Kind of like lately, like recently with the abounding and going deeper into understanding of marriage, right? And what it means to be bound and all of that stuff. And we look at all those things and it's like, damn, I didn't see that before, but now I'm seeing it. And that's kind of how it progresses, right? That's what it's like to see through a glass darkly. Sometimes you get a glimpse of something, you're like, oh, snap, right? So some things are real obvious. Others kind of take effort, you know? And I mean, you read that when you read Mark 4. That's why you have those different types of people that's in this world. So in that sense, it's not surprising to me. I know for us who kind of walk consistently, not perfectly, but consistently, can say, damn, why are people like that? And I get it because I'm like that too in a way. I just don't let it, it's not my identity.
Right.
And if you really think about it, you're like that and you're like that and you're like that. But it's just not your identity, right? Sometimes it's yours for like a week or two at a time.
True.
White meat. Keep reading. Is there more?
And the vision of all has become unto you, actually. And the prophets and your rulers, the seers, hath he covered.
I think there's another one in Romans that says something. It says, as at this day, something like that.
I think it's Romans 11, no?
Is it 11?
Regarding blindness. Well, let me see.
11 and 8.
The book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 8.
Come on.
According as it is written, God hath given them the spirit of slumber.
Start at 7.
Verse 7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Right. So I'm sorry. I might want to start above that. Hold on. 4.
Verse 4.
Because I want to touch on a point because people talk about grace. Christians talk about grace. Go ahead, come on.
But what saith the answer of God unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal.
Right. So he's using historical context here, right, with Elijah. And he's saying, look, just like, so Paul's using this example to say, just like the Lord confirmed with Elijah, you're not alone.
Right.
I reserve 7,000 men, right, that are about me, about God, right? You don't see them yet, but I reserve 7,000 men. In that same way, I have a remnant. I have a reserved amount in these days that are not going to serve idolatry, right? Go ahead, come on.
Even so then, at this present time.
Even so then, just like it was then, at this present time, go ahead, come on.
Also there is a remnant according to the election of grace.
Right, according to the election of grace, right? Many are called, but few are chosen, right? Go ahead, come on.
And if by grace, then is it no more of works?
Right. So this is where people get confused. They forget all the other parts. Keep reading this, and then it's going to explain itself. Go ahead, come on.
Otherwise, grace is no more grace. But if it be of works, then is it no more grace? Otherwise, work is no more work.
Now, I'm going to show you a different angle on this. I know we got our answers that we use to identify these things.
Precepts and all that.
But listen to me. If you understand the overall of the scripture, right? Just like Peter says when he says you struggle with Paul's writings because you struggle with the rest of the scriptures, right? Grace is the lifting of that slumber. That's the grace that we have.
Right.
That it's by God's mercies that we see what we see and acknowledge it. And then behind that, you demonstrate your faith by your works.
Right.
By changing your behavior and applying. I'm going to show you that. Go ahead, come on.
What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for.
Right. He says Israel haven't obtained that what he seeketh for. What do we seek for? We seek another country. We seek, right? A kingdom. Go ahead, come on.
But the election hath obtained it.
Oh, but the election have obtained it. Come on.
And the rest were blinded.
And the rest were blinded, right? The rest were blinded. I have a little letter next to mine.
Hardened.
And it says hardened, meaning their hearts were hardened.
It's like that class you did while it is called today.
While it's called today. When I think of hardened, I think of Romans 1, I think it's 28, where he says, since they did not want to retain God in their knowledge, he gave them over to a reprobate mind.
Yep.
Just like he hardened Pharaoh's heart. I like the word, I like the emphasis on hardened, because when you think of hardened, Pharaoh, every time something happened, he was ready to let Israel go.
Right.
God hardened his heart.
Right.
Because you would wonder, like, how the hell, right? Or, for example, at what point did all the men that Samson killed, did any of them stop to say, let me stop attacking this guy?
He is an animal.
Right? Did any of them? Did the 5th? Did the 10th? Did the 50th? You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Right?
Good point.
God hardened them that they kept attacking, right?
That's crazy.
Just like some of y'all are hard-headed.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it back to smaller things where you don't want to change your habits. You want to keep making excuses for drinking, eating to excess, being unhealthy, bad habits, not taking the next steps in your elevation of righteousness, right? To maintain your wickedness, right? But go ahead, come on.
Verse 8, according as it is written.
According as it is written, what we just read in Isaiah 29 and 10, come on.
God hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, unto this day.
So really what the grace is that awakening to know and understand. That's what he says that you got. The ones that know it, they have the chance, right, to obtain it. The other ones, they won't. There's a number, which we know is 2/3, that are hardened. They will never see it. They will never see it. And within that, here's the thing. You got the 2/3, you got the 1/3. Within the whole of Israel, it falls under Mark 4. Some never get it, right? So Satan snatch of it immediately. Right? Some never get it. Like they start to hear it, and it's like because they're Israel, it'll,
yeah, that sounds good.
And then something.
Right.
It's somebody there. It's something in them.
The phone call.
You get the phone call, or even something that when you get to a point, when you get to a law, for example.
Right.
When you get to a law that conflicts with who they are,
right,
who they've molded themselves to be in this world, it's the same response you get when I casually tell a brother or sister something that's beneficial to them to help them, and you get the defensive answer and you get the hands up, right? So grace is really the fact that we know this for a dispensation of time, because remember, if you don't want to retain God, then he's going to give you back to the reprobate mind. Those are people that go back into the world full boat. And then you ask yourself, because when you're on this side, you say, how could you reconcile that within yourself?
Right.
That you once were a partaker of this. You drank the clean glass of water. You applied the laws. You moved this way. And now you're back over there. That's why it says the second estate is worse than the first for somebody like that.
Right.
And that's why when they do go out, you see them a lot worse.
Right.
And you see it all in their countenance. It's crazy.
Right. Keep reading. It keeps going on into it. He expounds even more. Go ahead. Come on.
Verse 9.
So letting you know what? The grace that he's speaking about here really is that you're not in that God opened your eyes.
Yep.
Right.
God opened your eyes. The rest stay in slumber. Right? And then when you see, if you've read before in Romans, he's already established that you got to continue to keep the law. Right? Go ahead. Come on.
And David saith, Let their table be made a snare.
And you have to understand something. The reason he's even going over all this is because he's trying to make sure that Southern Kingdom knows that Northern Kingdom come back, and that Northern Kingdom knows that despite what Southern Kingdom said, they can come back.
Right.
Because what does he do? He goes into grafting in and all that stuff, right? So go ahead, come on.
Let their table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, and bow down their back always.
Right. So he's going into that slumber and that darkness, right? Now, let's go back to my point, because I didn't even show any videos yet, all right? So I'm going to spend some time on some videos since we did such a long foundation on scriptures.
Right, we didn't play this one
Some
yet.
of this is going to be funny, but there's a point, right? This doctor's hilarious if you've ever seen him.
Yep.
I don't know if it's from like a show, like a reality show or something, because all I see is the clips.
It's called like My 600-Pound Life or something like that.
Okay, all right. And he be hitting them straight up.
Bro,
And
jugular.
I'm telling y'all, this is some of you.
That dude is a cutter.
This is some of you. I mean, they're always funny. And they're always like 4 to 5 that he does.
Right.
Watch.
I'm trying to open my horizons to vegetables because I'm a pretty picky eater.
You're not a picky eater if you're 600 pounds.
Oh my God.
Oh, shoot. Was he lying, though?
I've never personally met somebody 600 pounds.
Close to it.
But I've seen some overweight people.
Right.
And they might not say they're picky eaters, but when you tell them they're overweight, they say, I don't even eat that much.
Yeah.
That's
the one.
That's basically saying you're a picky eater.
Right.
They say, I don't even eat that much. And I've gone over this ad nauseum, right? Meaning I don't even care to continue to show footage about it anymore. You think that because you ate twice and it was just this and this, that you don't eat a lot. But within that food you ate was calories enough for 2 people or 3 people.
Right.
Jesus.
Because it was not good food as far as keeping you full, is what I mean by good food, right? It was not food that would keep you full. You ate calorie-dense food that was hyper-palatable, that your body burned through quickly, and now it left you hungry again. And you say you think you're not overeating, but in your calorie consumption you are.
Right.
He said, I'm a picky eater. He said, you're not a picky eater. 'Cause if you were a picky eater, you wouldn't be 600 pounds.
Right.
Jeez.
Perspective.
He gives them good advice. They just never follow it.
Come on.
Bro just told her with no filter.
I can't hardly pee. Really?
I don't want to get malnourished either.
Do you look like you're malnourished?
Bro,
Stop. This is for all of y'all. You might not be 600 pounds, but you always going on and on about it. It's the type of food you got to eat. You talk all that smack, but you're overweight and unhealthy.
Dang.
High cholesterol, metabolic syndrome,
Yep.
all this other stuff going on.
Diabetes. Pre-diabetic.
You're talking about, I don't want to be malnourished. I got to eat all this type of food and that type. I've said this before. Y'all got it twisted. What you should be eating is the whole foods, right?
Right.
You guys are, I'm not going to do dairy. I'm going to do the dairy substitutes. And I'm telling you, I've said this before, vegan cheese, vegan meat, or whatever it is, that impossible meat.
Right.
You know what's in a hamburger that's made from a cow?
Beef.
100% beef. You know what's in an Impossible Burger? Since those of you who love ingredient lists, to get on ingredient list, because they're not all bad. Just because something has a lot of ingredients doesn't mean it's bad.
Right.
Right.
But look at the stuff that it takes to make. And if you don't like stuff like that so much, you think it's so unhealthy, why are you trying to seek the substitute? Why do you want the taste of meat if meat is so bad?
Right.
Is there something?
I never understood.
Go eat your carrots. Y'all ain't doing it right.
Right.
Right? You ain't doing it right. Come on.
saw right through her BS.
I don't eat that kind of meat. I haven't really eaten it since I've been here.
You're not gonna fade away. You're gonna be fine.
I still have to eat something.
No. You're eating the food that belongs to the next 4 years.
Wow. This guy sharp
He
with it.
said you've eaten enough food for that. That be some of y'all.
Right.
Some of y'all don't even want to fast with us.
Right.
Or the only time you fast is when you fast with us. You never fast for anything when you need it. You never lean on that stuff. None of those type of things. None of those times. Y'all rather not come to the school than to be looked at that you're not fasting that
Oh,
day.
shoot.
Oh, my
Sabbath
God.
sickness.
Right, Sabbath.
Damn.
Sick. Oh, I'm not feeling well. Oh, what a coincidence on a fast.
Crazy work.
Yeah, crazy work. He said, you've eaten enough for 4 years. He said, you good. You not malnourished. You got enough nutrients in you.
Right.
You good. Only thing you need consistently that you can't go more than a few days with, and obviously there's some in the scripture who've gone more. I've known some brothers who've done longer. They say 3 days without water, and after that, bad things start to happen in your body.
Right.
I know some brothers personally that have done more. They've done more. Doing it often, probably not a good look. We're built different. Remember how the scripture in Ezra talks about each generation's weaker?
in stature.
Medically, I would not recommend it. But those who've done it, all praise to the Most High that you've been able to go those extra times.
Right. For right
But
reasons.
as far as food, outside of the hunger, and obviously you're not going to be your sharpest and things like that, right? You can go a long time without food.
Yeah.
Like your body has enough of it. Like, you know, it'll eat your muscle first if you're not sustaining the muscle.
Right.
And it's gonna start eating all the fat. And trust me, you got a lot of fat. That's a survival mechanism. Go ahead, come on.
Bro just destroyed her with one sentence.
So why are we overeating and playing like we don't know what's going on?
But she didn't overeat. She's still eating.
You want to
the
argue
same-
that with the scale?
I'm trying to.
I don't eat a lot. You want to argue that with the scale?
Right.
Argue that with the scale. Well, I tell you, people are delusional. People are delusional. Let's look at what else. What did she say here? Oh,
Cookies.
So remember I spoke about help your palatable foods?
Yep.
Remember I said I'm going to spend some time on some videos. So this is my new favorite, Job found her.
Big black.
He calls her the what did you call her?
The big black mouth woman.
All right. I wanted you to say it because somebody was offended when I quoted Bishop. Because I said, I love Bishop's line. You better shut your big black lips.
Oh, man.
Better shut your black lips.
Right. So I don't know. Couldn't put the camera on Job. Is he dark enough to say that? For all you haters, is he dark enough to say it? All right. Because apparently I can't say it. People get offended.
Crazy word.
I'm still gonna say that shit. This is the big mouth black woman. This is the big mouth.
Bring it out.
This is the big mouth black woman. Well, she's hilarious.
Yeah, facts.
And you got the screenshot of the comment too. You gotta put the screenshot of the comment too for when we done. This is my new favorite. Go ahead, come on.
Put them bitch ass cookies back down, ho. You done already had 3 sleeves. Ain't you
sleeves is
tired of
3 lines.
self-sabotaging? You already know what them bitches taste like.
Damn.
You ain't got enough sense to eat just
Yo,
today.
that one's wild. Why you need 3 sleeves? You don't know what they taste like?
Right.
Oh, man.
Bro, there's
was
a
knowledge.
that goes to show you how the food be. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know you can't control yourself, then don't eat that stuff.
Yeah, right.
Oh man.
A serving.
Refrain thyself.
You know, we spoken about Oreos on the show.
Yep.
A serving of Oreos, I think, is 2 cookies, maybe 3.
It is 2 for one.
Maybe it's 3 for regular, and for the double stuff is 2.
Yeah.
And if you do the thins, you can have 4.
I think it's 2 for regular.
Not happening.
Hey, the thins,
hit.
you can have 4. And you know which ones aren't as bad,
What?
but I still like them? The golden ones don't make me want to eat a roll like the chocolate ones do.
Oh, the vanilla.
Agreed.
Yeah.
There's something about the chocolate
Yeah,
ones.
I agree on that one.
Right? Like I could eat 4 golden ones and be satisfied and hit my sweet tooth. And I do the thins so that it meets the serving. But no, you know what they did now? They got the minis. So it's like a little bag of chips.
Yeah, they're getting
And a
crazy
serving is
with it.
9. But by the time you're at 9,
You just
the effect, bro.
Yeah.
And who determines the serving size, right?
Right.
So if you think about it, serving size is good because it lets you know that this is what the calories are for this amount.
Right.
But the serving size is also a trigger,
Yes.
is what I'm thinking, where you get to the point where you're going to go beyond
Dang.
if it hits you a certain way.
D, I looked it up. 3 cookies is 160 calories.
3 cookies, 160 calories.
That's crazy.
3 Oreos, right?
God.
Yo, she said, it's not like you don't know what they taste like.
Right.
Run it back
back.
10 seconds. Run it back.
Put them bitch ass cookies back down, ho. You done already had 3 sleeves. Ain't you tired of self-sabotaging? You already know what them bitches taste like. You ain't got enough sense to just eat the damn serving size and go on about your day. You gotta eat 75 damn cookies before you realize that that's disgusting as the fuck. You need discipline, ho. And that's what I'm here for, to remind you that you don't need 75 damn cookies before you go to bed, ho, do you? You don't need energy in your sleep. How was you finna go to the gym and lift heavy? Why the fuck you eating 75 damn cookies and 2 sleeves at that? Put them bitches down. Matter of fact, stop buying them. Why the fuck is you buying them, ho?
Right.
You ain't got no control. You don't know what to do when you get in the store. Go over there to that motherfucking protein and that fiber and that motherfucking healthy fat, the avocado, the olive oil, the motherfucking electrolytes and the water, ho. You worried about the wrong thing when you go in the store picking up them damn fast carbs when you don't even go to the fucking gym. Fuck you need fast carbs for, and you gonna be slow as the fuck all day long. Sit your bitch ass down and throw the fucking cookies away. Good night, muscle head of hoes. I'll see you in the morning.
Yo, she said you don't need no energy in your sleep. Why are you eating all them cookies before bed? Bro. And so I thought the video was hilarious, so I said the comments must be golden.
Right.
Can you put up the this was just one highlight of a comment.
Oh, fix it, Jesus. How do I install this video in my cabinet?
You need that. You need her every time you open the pantry or the cabinet and you're about to go for them cookies on auto. Just hit me with it. Just hit me with it. Damn.
She made some solid points.
That's what I really want to say sometimes.
You don't need 75
But I can't say it because I'm Deacon Joshua. So
hey, but sisters be talking to each other like that. Like that's how they talk to each other in the world. So she just speaking.
Not enough,
right?
Not in here, but like they talk to each other like that in the world,
right?
For sure,
right.
I just speak through the video. That's all.
Right. Let me put. I'm gonna do alcohol, right, for all you alcohol people. Let me do. Nope. Let me see. Let me do the brother in the top left first. I'll show you some alcohol.
He made some solid points.
Listen good. I'm going to try not to stop it. So he being serious now. I showed you a funny one. Now he being serious. Some of you who think the alcohol is benign and you wonder why you can't lose weight, why nothing ever works for you, right? Think about it. If it takes you up to 3 days for your metabolism to normalize after one drink,
which is crazy,
that means for 3 out of the 7 days of the week, you're in a position where you're not optimally able. I'm not saying it stops it to the point that your whole metabolism stops, but it impairs it enough that you're not optimal.
You're fighting an uphill battle.
You're fighting an uphill battle, right? So if you want to defend your alcohol, all right, because you love your bottle, maybe there's another reason that'll help you kind of trim it back, right? You know, do it once a month instead of every time, once a week or whatever it is. But go ahead, come on.
I hate to break it to you, but you cannot burn fat while drinking alcohol. If your goal is to burn fat, you should highly consider on not drinking alcohol. The reason why is because your body registers alcohol as a toxin and it prioritizes metabolizing it before all other primary sources of fuel. So check me out. Alcohol stays in your body for about 12 to 36 hours. So if you drink on Friday, on Saturday, if you hit the weights, you do your diet, you do your cardio, you burn no fat. Sunday, fun day, you turn up, you get lit. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you burn no fat until Thursday. Wednesday, if you're lucky, you didn't overdo it. So just keep in mind that you cannot burn fat while drinking alcohol. I used to drink all the time, especially me being in the Air Force. I used to drink literally weekly, almost every single weekend, even during the week. But I slowed down. I actually stopped completely cold turkey and stopped drinking beer about 7 years ago, specifically because it wasn't helping my goals and it was hindering my fat loss. So during my bulks, I can still have a drink here and there because it doesn't hinder muscle gain, but it does hinder fat loss. So during my preps, when I'm cutting down, I don't drink any alcohol. So do what you want with this information. I'm just here to help. You can stay locked in or stay locked out.
All right, go to the other guy. Go back. Let me see. He was in the lower left. Yep, this guy, the one I sent today. Come on.
Hey, Deacon, that's why a lot of brothers are still in the red and yellow.
Yeah, the alcohol habit.
Right.
And you know what? A lot of y'all, that you got this thing in your mind that as long as you're not getting sloppy drunk and throwing up, that you have it handled.
Right.
That's a whole nother piece. I'm not going to deal with the part of the altered perception. I kind of spoke about it briefly last week. I'm showing you how it impacts you from a health perspective as well.
Right.
And again, this is from somebody who drinks alcohol. When I'm cutting down, trying to diet down, I stay away from it a lot more. I stay away from it a lot more. Right now, I'm doing maintenance calories. I'm just maintaining. You know, I like beer. Like, I like to try different types of beers, different flavors of beers. I'll try different beers, right? But, bro, we had that Indian beer. Fire! Kingfisher. Oh, my gosh. See, I'm not against alcohol.
Right.
I'm telling you right now, that Kingfisher, ice cold, bro, that thing was delicious.
Amazing.
Like it was crisp. It's like a drink. It was just a nice drinkable beer, like just. And the India. I know some people are like Indian food. It wasn't in India, like where they put their feet in it. All right, it was
right.
Literally.
Indian food's actually really good. I probably wouldn't eat it, you know, in India because of all the videos I've seen.
You don't want
Street
right,
food is good.
right. That thing is wild. But Indian food's actually, bro, wasn't it bomb? The lamb?
Nah, it was actually.
Bro, the lamb.
Oh, it was so tender.
Bro, it was delicious. The lamb that we
so
had, right?
tender.
I know, because I know our people be, but because I get it. You see the videos. I'm probably not eating Indian food in India.
Right.
Right?
Even the little bread. What was the bread called again?
Oh, the naan bread?
Naan.
Yeah, we
Naan.
did
Oh
garlic
my God,
naan.
it was
naan.
so good.
N-A-A-N, the garlic
Nah,
naan.
I was
yeah,
carved
it was fresh.
out.
It was
I was
fresh. Yeah,
carved
it
out.
wasn't like supermarket naan bread. This was.
You know, this was legit.
Yeah,
that guy
man.
knew what he was
Right.
doing. And you know, he had the look, so you knew he was legit.
Yeah.
Like, this wasn't like no Americanized Indian. You could hardly
right,
understand the guy.
Right. You had the Lamborghini, right? So it's like it's all in one pot, and like they cooked the. It's so I told them like it's kind of like arroz con pollo, but with lamb. Because arroz con pollo, like we cook it all in one pot, like the chicken, the rice, and everything. Basically, that's kind of what he had, but it's with lamb. It's like their style. And then I had, I think it's called lamb Rogan Josh.
The red one.
Yeah, and it's in like a tomato sauce. Like I was dipping the naan bread in that, eating the rice. I was eating all my carbs.
It's still green.
And my weight stayed the same.
You know, people just
Come
got
on.
triggered.
I was eating all my carbs.
Triggered.
My weight stayed the same. And I had a drink. My weight stayed the same.
Come on.
Because I put myself, I don't do it all the time, and I put myself in a healthy range.
Right.
Benefits.
Right. Go ahead. Come on.
Is alcohol killing your gains? Yeah, it really is. If you have fitness, physique, or athletic related goals, alcohol is one of the worst things you can possibly put into your body.
Stop. I want to point something out to you. If you're not a connoisseur of alcohol, like you just like your buzz and you drink whatever, that's how you know you're really like a lush. Like you're not even into good alcohol. You're kind of just into.
Officer Othaniel, what's a lush?
What is a lush? It's, say it again. Use it in your sentence.
I said, that's how you know when you're a lush, where you don't even like good alcohol. You just like alcohol.
Okay.
When you are, what's another word for rook? Kind of like a
novice.
Novice. That's a good way.
Okay.
Like a novice.
I'll tell you an example. I
You
knew
don't buy-
an
you
E
don't buy
from
Top
my
Shelf.
brother once upon a time that was in the truth with us. And if you know your Johnny Walkers, the red label's like the worst one.
That's the terrible one.
Isn't that like the most popular?
It's like lighter
one?
fluid.
Smoky. It's like a smoky one.
Right?
It's the cheapest one. That's what
It's the
it
cheapest
is.
one and it burns the most. And he said, "Oh man, I love it." He goes, "Because I like to feel the burn." So I like to feel the burn.
Oh wow.
This brother got blue label on his table, and anybody who's had the blue label,
Yes.
Blue label. Expensive.
Blue, black.
but no, the blue. But I can't. Let me tell you, once you have the blue,
Can't go back.
I can't go back to any. I can't go down to any of the other colors. But the blue is like that size bottle on a sale. Maybe if you go to Sam's,
Yeah.
you might find it for $189 if you're lucky.
Okay.
But it's like almost $300 for that bottle.
Okay.
All
I can
right.
see that.
It's
It is-
different sizes too.
Bro, it is spectacular though. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. So my point is, he gonna school you on alcohol, and here you are again. I'm telling you how good some of this stuff is,
Right.
but I almost never touch it. Not because of a moral thing, even though that has its merits. I just know what it'll do and the domino effect it'll have on me.
Right.
And once you feel close to that limitless type of feeling, right? If you've seen the movie Limitless,
Yes, great movie.
like once you feel good,
Yeah, but
you don't want it. You remember. I'm telling you, y'all think you're good because you've not experienced good.
Facts.
You think that feeling that you function is good But when you actually live and you vibrant,
Right.
that's a different feeling.
Right.
That's a different, man, I feel good when I'm sharp and I don't feel sleepy. But I ate a bunch of pasta and carbs in one sitting today, and I did not get the itis today. Like,
Some people get the itis every day.
No, and don't get me wrong, sometimes I get it. But it means that my body's operating good, you know?
That's right.
And you know how I know I didn't get itis either? Because I've been telling you, I tried this glucose monitor. I'm not diabetic. This one is one that you can just buy online and try it out and get an idea of how food impacts you and stuff like that.
Right.
And it lets me know like what I eat and what it does to me and stuff like that. And I highly recommend that you try something like this to see where you're at and how the food impacts you. Because like when
Insulin,
when your thing is spiked and how it makes you feel. But anyway, and how what alcohol does to you when you're drinking it and all of that shows you how that hits you
That too, huh?
And
Interesting.
And that was a horseshoe on Deke's arm. That was a real horseshoe.
I wasn't even flexing. Somebody said flex. I wasn't even flexing. Look, that's
what I'm saying. Like people,
now I'll flex.
People don't realize, Deke is a little.
I know it's because I'm so light right now. I looked more muscular when I was heavier, but I was fat. I'm probably more muscular now, like as far as seeing it. Like, but anyway, that's funny. I wasn't flexing. I was showing you my glucose monitor.
It's the bathroom.
I recommend it. You can get it on Amazon. They have a couple that you can get at home just to try it. I'm not saying you always got to wear it.
Right.
Try it and see what you eat and how it affects you, how it's affecting your blood sugar. I think like that type of stuff's like sobering. Like that's what takes you out of denial and stuff like that, right? Like you try that stuff out, okay?
And you can compare that to your Whoop results too, can't you?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
put a hand
And
in.
if you have Apple Health, it'll track the trends of it and everything, and it'll know and all that. Go ahead, but play the alcohol.
Leave aside all the calories contained in alcoholic beverages with no nutritional value. Alcohol is in and of itself, by definition, a poison. Now, as with any, the dose makes the poison, but even in moderation, alcohol has some significant negative physiological impacts on all things performance, recovery, body composition, and health related. Alcohol is directly catabolic. It shuts down muscle protein synthesis. While it's in your system, your body is treating it like a toxin, which it is. And while it tries to flush it out, normal metabolic processes in the body, i.e. fat loss, are disrupted. Alcohol is terrible for your gut. It's going to jack up inflammation in your body. It's going to disrupt your sleep quality.
Stop. So for all those people that talk to me about anti-inflammatory diet, but you drink alcohol, you're full of shit. Go ahead, come on.
It's going to dehydrate you, as well as a number of other negative health impacts. And what I'm describing here is not limited to binge drinking. No, this stuff applies to a normal night out at the bar. Now, can you still make progress with fitness-related
Do you hear what he
goals?
said? It's not that, because some of you think that, I don't drink that much. It's not drunkenness. He said a normal night out at the bar, all this stuff is happening in your body. Go ahead, come on.
And have a few drinks on the weekends? Sure, people do it all the time. But they're doing that in spite of the alcohol, which is still having a negative impact. And the more frequently you drink, the higher amounts you consume, those negative impacts multiply. And they bleed into the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Now, I am all in favor of body sovereignty. I do not care what you put in your body. I do not care or judge you if you drink. But if you have fitness, athletic, physique, or health-related goals, and what I'm saying currently offends you, you need to reevaluate how important those goals are to you, or you need to reevaluate your relationship with alcohol.
Right. So the fact that you be offended by it should show you that you might need to stop and reassess.
Right.
So if you get defensive when I talk to you about your sleep, I'm probably hitting a nerve. You need to, all right, hon? My wife be getting mad offended when I talk about the sleep.
My wife texted me too and was like, well, I guess it's good night then.
Oh,
she the same way. She got to
no, stay watch the show. If I talk to you about alcohol and you get offended, even if you don't verbalize it, but you feel cut, you feel offended, you might need to evaluate your relationship with that. I talk to you about your weight loss goals, your organization skills, your productivity, whatever it is, and you're offended, you might need to evaluate it even more. I'm not the problem. Your relationship or whatever it is that you're trying to hold on to is. And right now, I've only been talking about alcohol and health right now, but I'm going to show some more overarching serious behavior in a moment too. All right, I'm gonna shift to a kind of the proverb and byword of what our people are typically and how we're seen.
Yes, sir.
So that you can see how that behavior needs to change. You were going to say something?
Can I bring this up real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sirach chapter 31, and I want you to read verse 27. So as we're watching the videos, look at all the negative things that come with drinking alcohol. Now, mind you got to think about our forefathers, our foremothers, when they drank alcohol, and think about the patterns that they drank alcohol. I'm talking about the righteous ones, the ones that did it in moderation. Watch this. Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 31 and verse 27. Wine is as good as life to a man, if it be drunk moderately.
Because once again, you got to consider our forefathers and our foremothers. Those that were in the spirit, they only did it in certain times. Feast days, right? Weddings. It wasn't like a weekly thing where it was like, yo, man, it's Saturday. After the Sabbath, let's get some drinks and all that. Let's hang out. Because you see the negative effects of the alcohol. Especially.
Right. That's a good point you in. Because I was going to talk about how moderately it's too broad for a lot of people. People don't understand what moderation is a lot of times. And a lot of times moderate is they think I can hold my liquor, I can do 5 drinks in a night. But you made a good point. It's also the frequency and occasion of drinking.
Right. You talk about that in that class too. That I posted the link of what moderation actually is and how a buzz.
Yeah.
You shouldn't look to get buzzed because that's already a borderline of drunkenness.
Yep. Exactly. But I want to make that point about moderation because I like that. I like that you said it. That they did it on certain occasions. It wasn't like every Saturday night, let's have a drink, right?
Right, because that's not moderation.
Right.
That's not moderation.
That's not moderation.
We think it's moderation because you've gone 6 days without it.
Yeah.
But true moderation is, and it's going to say it in this in the next part. Go ahead.
What life is then to a man that is without wine, for it was made to make men glad.
Now watch this, 28.
Wine measurably drunk.
So the measurably drunk goes into the amount that you drink, as Deacon just made mention. But watch this.
And in season.
In what?
In season.
There's a certain season that you're supposed to drink this, or not even supposed to. That's your decision or not. But there's a certain season that is adequate for you to drink the alcohol. Like I said, you read in the scriptures, feast days, you read about weddings, right? Very, very specific times where you drink alcohol. It wasn't a weekly thing. It wasn't, it even talks about when you're sorrowful. But even that is in season. You're not sorrowful all the time, right? So it's different times as you drink it.
Well, some people are.
Well, some people are, but
some people live in that. And that too is where you got to renew the mind for that,
Right.
Yeah, that's right. But if you do, look at verse 29.
Verse 29, but wine drunken with excess maketh bitterness in the mind.
Now, mind you, this says maketh bitterness in the mind. But as Deacon is bringing out, it's not just the mind. It translates to the body as well. Messing with protein synthesis for 2 to 3 days. You got the water retention. I'm talking about fitness, health. But it even goes towards the mind and how it's a bitterness to the mind. Even when you read up, it goes into how wine will prove the hearts of men. So that makes you to where now all sense is gone, Deke. So now all the stuff that you was thinking in your proud mind that you wanted to do with ex-sister or ex-brother or whatever it may be, now it's brought to the forefront. So even in that regard,
let me say something else about when it says prove the hearts of men. What it means is it's kind of like it'll magnify what you really are.
What's in you.
So if you're a violent person, then you're a violent drunk, right? If you're a loud, emotional person, then it gets magnified, right? Kind of like when they say like money will magnify what's in you too, right? As well. So what it does is it's when somebody blames something on the alcohol, that's really who they are. It's not a Jekyll and Hyde type of thing.
Yeah.
The alcohol just allowed them to. It made it easier.
It manifested.
To put the conscious to sleep.
You want to read it, Dick?
No, go ahead. Well, you might as well.
You brought it out. You brought it out. Look at verse 26 for the deacon.
Verse 26, the furnace proveth the edge by dipping. So doth wine.
Right. So you see that first part tells you it's exactly what I'm talking about. It says if it proves the edge by dipping, right? He's talking about what? The edge of the sword, right? Yeah. Whether it was hammered down right and the edge was made right. The furnace is going to show what the work is, what's really there. Because it'll look nice, it'll look sharp, but when you throw it in that furnace so that you can, get the heat that you need for the process of all the interactions that need to happen with the metal, it's going to show what it's really made of. Go ahead, come on.
So doth wine the hearts of the proud by drunkenness.
Right, so it says by drunkenness, letting you know what? You think drunkenness is that you got to be vomiting, this, that, and the other. It magnifies what's really there. Go ahead, come on. Is there more?
That was it.
Okay. So the point is that it proves what you really are and what's really in your spirit, right? What's really in your spirit. Hey, somebody said, I never drank in my life, but I eat though. Oh, snap, I had to see that. Hey, Ephraim said, what about coffee? What about coffee? Coffee is life.
Right. As much as we drink coffee, Deacon, I'm talking about the world.
I'm going to maintain the status quo. I'm going to give you... No, you know what? I know why that question comes up, because now there's a segment of influencers that talk about how caffeine and coffee is bad for you.
Yeah?
Even though all the data in the world says no.
Shoot.
God. Now, caffeine by itself, if you go over, they say 600 milligrams a day, it can, and super doses in like one sitting can be very catastrophic to you, right? So like if you do like 4 ventis a day, you're exceeding the limit of what comfortable you can live. But there's stuff going on in your body that's not good. Not to mention you desensitize yourself to the caffeine kick. I mean, it still does what it does in the background. So like some people drink coffee and they say it doesn't make me alert. You won't feel the buzz anymore, but it still stimulates the nervous system, even if you don't feel it.
Right.
So like you brothers, when you travel with me, that you drink a black coffee before bed, and then you wonder why you're tired the whole trip and you got bags under your eyes. Right? Yep. Meanwhile, I'm looking for a decaf if I want the coffee taste or nothing at all. Or tea. I usually do tea. You know I do tea. Right. Especially when we travel, because they do it's not the tea bag most of the time. It's like the real herbs.
Oh, and then they got like a little plate.
Yeah,
it's
I forgot where I went recently. Was it in Ecuador? It was in Ecuador. I like spearmint tea. And they didn't have spearmint. So she said, but we have a spearmint tree. I can give you the leaves and make a tea for you. I said, hell yeah, give me that.
Oh, shoot. That's fire.
I said, hell yeah. Because spearmint is good for digestion. So I like to have it when I'm traveling before bed. And there's no caffeine in it. So it's a nice tea. And I don't drink it with sugar or nothing.
Yo, D, as popular as coffee and tea is, I'm very, very surprised that it's not in the scriptures.
Coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's interesting that you say that.
Well, you know what? There may be other books.
I mean, tea, but, not calling it tea, but we know that we did flowers and herbs.
Right, herbs.
And a lot of times,
coffee.
While you can eat flowers, a lot of times flowers are used in teas and things like that.
Right.
So
good point.
You know, but you're right. You're right. It doesn't really say it plainly. Maybe not as coffee, but something else.
Maybe it's in the book of Joshua.
Or maybe it's not significant enough.
Maybe.
All right?
Yeah.
Guess what? If there ain't nothing written on it,
there ain't no sin.
There ain't no law on it.
No sin in it.
No, but there's like a whole segment of influencers that talk about coffee and stuff like that. And you got some people talking about, coffee and this and that. Well, mushroom coffee is not really coffee, first of all. God. But mushrooms do have some benefits. So, you know. I'm going to tell you something. And this is going to sound so simple when I tell you. But I'm going to hip y'all to something. Because remember how I said like the internet's bad because it maintains status quo and bias? Yep. But I'm going to show you how it's good. Not only have we had the world's repository of knowledge in our hands for years, since like 2009, right? When the iPhone came out, or 8, whatever it was. We have AI now.
Facts.
And if somebody says something on the internet that sounds wild, all you have to do is repeat those claims and verify them with AI.
Right.
And AI will tell you if it's legit or not.
Dang.
And I don't know which AI you use. There's a setting I know in ChatGPT that you can tell it to confirm where it's getting its answers from and how you want it to answer you.
That's legit.
I put that in, and it cites references for me when I ask it. Like when it gives me an answer, it lets me know that it's based on real data.
Dang, that's important.
I tell it it needs to give me its confidence level on how confident it is in the answer.
Right.
And it's honest. It'll tell me, it says, look, I can't say with confidence this, but this is the data that's available and stuff like that. So it might sound overly simplistic, but even the free versions of this stuff, if somebody says some wild stuff on the internet, you can go ahead and get an honest assessment if you run it through AI.
Fact check it.
And just like when the scripture says prove all things, right? And somebody show you something in the scripture and you can prove it to them with verses and stuff like that. Guess what? You can do that with AI now.
Dang.
And you don't got to worry about any of that stuff. So I'm not against mushroom coffee. I'm against that they call it coffee. Because coffee to me is that delicious, silky, that you could throw a little little creamer in that and whatever sweetener of your choice. And
that's a very
hey, and sometimes I like it black. Sometimes black have its own little hit to it. I know some people love it exclusively black. I do café con leche, and I don't like it like Dutch Brothers, which to me is coffee for people who don't like the taste of coffee,
right?
Because it's loaded with sugar.
Sugar.
I like to taste the bitter, but I like to cut the bitter with a little bit of sweet. Like it got to be just right. It got to be just right.
You know, that was a very Starbucks reserve status saying you just said.
Yes, my Starbucks reserve status that I got now. So coffee, I've been hearing that people talk crap about coffee. It's not good for you, whatever. Lies.
He said lies. He said it just like the guy.
Lies. Hey, so I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna shift some videos. We're gonna hit more verses here and there. Let me show my last Big Mouth Sister, the happy hour one, and then I'm gonna move on from alcohol, and I'm gonna go into another behavior thing.
And why the fuck you got your ass at happy hour? Pull the fuck up out of there right now. Take your bitch ass home, drink some water, and go to bed. Talking about you had a stressful day. Bitch, go eat some high protein. The fuck? You gonna go reward yourself after having a stressful day with a fucking cocktail that you can't track and some big back wings and some French and fries? Cause you know you're gonna eat the French and fries cause you stressed the fuck out. Take your bitch ass home and make you a Greek yogurt bowl with some blueberries and drink some water and take your hoe ass to bed. You'll have a better day tomorrow. Fuck wrong with you? Good night, muscle-headed hoes, and I bet not catch you up in the motherfucking happy hour again. Fuck you happy about, bitch? You had a bad day. You need to be trying to meet your protein goals. The fuck? Gotta tell you bitches everything. God damn.
Oh, snap. Yo, she wild, man. She hilarious. I see. I gotta balance it out though, because if I keep showing her, like, it's not gonna be funny no more. Like, I gotta bring her in selectively.
Right.
Thank you, Joe, for putting me on to. Now she popping up all in my Instagram feed. Oh my goodness. He said, I had a bad day. I'm gonna have a drink. Who taught you that? Who taught you that? Right?
I always wondered the science behind that. Like, what does drinking change about your bad day?
It doesn't change anything. It might make it a worse day.
Right.
In some cases, it might make it a worse day. You got a verse?
It's second.
Go ahead, bring it out. I'm gonna step away for a second. You bring it out.
Yes.
I have to say it so that they know to cut away and they don't freaking show an empty chair of me walking.
Okay. Right. Move the camera.
Second edges. Let's go to. You there?
Yep.
Oh, you ready?
Well, I don't. Where we at? What we doing?
All right. Let's go. I think it's the second edge or first edgers. 2 or 3.
Someone when it talks about wine and all that.
Yeah.
Bad day.
It's first edge is 4.
Yes.
Why you at happy hour?
Second edge. First edge is 3 and start at 17.
The book of First Ezra, chapter 3 and verse 17. And he said unto them, declare unto us your mind concerning the writings. Then began the first, who had spoken of the strength of wine.
All right, so the strength of wine, right? Read.
And he said thus, O ye men, how exceeding strong is wine! It causeth all men to err that drink it.
I mean, we're going to read down, but this part or this part of the chapter is talking about what wine does in an excessive way. Did I say that right?
Excess. Yeah.
Excess way.
Excessive.
All right. Excessive way. All right, read.
It maketh the mind of the king and the fatherless child to be all one.
Right, because now is a king and a child are separate between how due to how they think, right? How they carry themselves. But with drinking, you can't tell the difference. You acting like a child now, right? Read.
Of the bondman and of the freeman.
Read.
Of the poor man and of the rich.
Read.
It turneth also every thought into jollity.
It turns every thought into jolly. Well, guess what? A lot of people drink because they're going through whatever they're going through, thinking that it's gonna turn it to jolly or turn it away or take away the pain, right? Read.
So that a man remembereth neither sorrow nor death.
So they don't want to remember the sorrow. So they want to drink so they won't remember the sorrow. So they think, right? Read.
And it maketh every heart rich, so that a man remembereth neither king nor governor.
So as you continue reading on, it goes into like how wine the different attributes of what it gives you, but it's all what? For the bad, it's not good at the end of the day.
23 is your point as well. Look at 23.
Let's get it.
Verse 23. But when they are from the wine, they remember not what they have done.
I want to have a drink because I had a bad day. Thank you, Asher. That's
what then when you sober up, the problem's still there.
Princess Core said, how she know they there unless she going to? No, because everybody puts everything on the internet. She know because she see it on Instagram.
Right.
Everybody want to put everything on there. That's I'm gonna have to really bear down and talk about the internet because it goes with this behavior thing too, and the validation that's sought with people's posts. The dopamine hit and all that. I gotta talk about that.
Let's go. Are you guys on money now?
Go ahead. No. Go
I was
ahead.
gonna make a quick comment.
Go ahead.
There's something to be said about a person that's always consistently posting themselves. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I know you're going to get into it. I just wanted to kind of put that there real quick.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it today because then I'm going to go on too long. I want to show some more clips and reflect on a few more verses. Like I said, the whole opening, we kind of, we freestyled it a little today, but the whole opening was not what I intended, but it was good because it laid a good foundation with different verses and dialogue. Normally I like to break up and do some scripture answer videos. I mean, which we kind of are, but...
No, it's going good.
I said I still have more, and I'm looking at the time, and I don't think I'm going to get all of it. But time flies.
Yeah.
I come in every week, and I say I'm only going to do 2 hours today.
That's the power hour plus.
Bro, the power hour used to be an hour.
Dang.
Plus.
And then
that's why it's called the power hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
And you don't know about the Saturday.
Right. and then we started doing this, so we have the plus. And then we plus, but I'm not calling it plus because we just we just get flowing and we go. But I mean, the people seem to be entertained enough and learning with the stuff that's coming out too. So I guess. Hey, make sure there's 466 watching right now. There was more prior to that, and there's only 371 likes. Make sure you hit them likes, all right? I'm sure you hit them likes. All right, so let me show you another behavior type of thing. This goes into relationship/marriage, all right? This is where the sisters are going to get offended. I want to talk about, nope, not before I do that. I want to go to the psychological impacts of promiscuity, right? Because he says a mouthful. And look, all of this goes into the same thing. Now, let me preface what I'm going to show and what I'm going to say. I'm going to talk about body count again, because I haven't spoken about body count in a while. And I want to say something. Because I know sisters get offended with that. The ones that have a high body count. I think you got to evaluate the relationship with your body count if you're offended when I talk about this stuff. The result of a high body count, meaning the effects that it has on you as a woman, is not your fault. All right, let me say that. So when I say that, and I say that not because I want to be sympathetic and I don't want you mad at me. I don't care if you're mad at me. If I'm speaking truth, then it is what it is.
Come on.
I'm saying that because I think if you can get past that part, that when I bring information like this out, or any of us, when leadership does, then you'll look at the work that you have to do to fix the damage that you did to yourself while you were in deep slumber. All right? I'm speaking to sisters that are repenting in this truth. If you've not repented and you're promiscuous and you have a high body count, then you're nasty and you need to repent. But the ones that have repented, remember, I've gone over this with shame. I think I spoke about it last week, how it's necessary, it's needful when you're not ashamed, how the shame helps you, right? If you have a defensive posture when we talk about it, what the results of the choices that you made genuinely, without you being aware of it, this is why I say it's not your fault, the results of it, makes it that much harder for you to be the type of woman that the Bible requires of you to be a good wife, a biblical wife. Unless you put that aside, the offense, and you acknowledge and make yourself aware that these are the results of it, so that you can consciously work on it when those triggers and that behavior comes up. All right. Okay. That's the nicest thing I'm gonna say about this part from here on out.
Yo,
So
D,
it-
that was heavy, man.
In short, get over it and just move from there.
Yeah, like stop being defensive about
Right.
it. Realize that you made poor decisions, right? And yes, you can repent and all of that stuff like that. And yes, you're worthy, right? I don't question your worth as a person when this stuff comes up. But are you worthy to be a wife if you don't understand submission and honest with yourself about what you've physically suffered from and in your spirit, right?
Right.
By being promiscuous.
Right.
Right?
Spiritual things that come behind
There's
that.
spiritual and there's a physiological effect that happens. I've gone over that on the show, right? Like with the what's it called again? I can't remember the term where like
pair bonding.
Microchemerism. Thank you. With the cells and the DNA of the men staying on your spirit and in your body. It's in your circuit. It takes like up to 10 years for it to purge out your system physically. And then spiritually, unless you're able to acknowledge and do the work that you need to do, you have characteristics of Tyrone, Carlos, Tay, Jose,
Francisco.
Was it your class where? No, I think it was somebody else's class where they said like some in some cases with that, the children even have resemblance.
Yeah, the children, right. So that's the other thing. Sometimes some of you got some bugged out kids. If you were a promiscuous woman before you had those children, they probably have elements because of that microchemerism, because of the way the uterus holds that stuff. You wonder like, damn, he remind me of this ex-boyfriend I had, and not like the father.
Right. They have those characteristics.
Right. I did a Sabbath class on it. I
That's
did a
what
Sabbath
it
class
was.
on it.
Deacon and Sirach, it says unless they abuse themselves
Oh, here you.
much liberty.
Hold on. Check your thing.
Mic check.
There you go.
It says in Sirach, lest they abuse themselves through overmuch liberty.
Yeah.
So like what you were saying as far as the effects on the body, it was abuse.
Yeah, it was abuse.
Yeah.
It was abuse. The scripture talks about it, all that stuff. It even says it for a man, because then when you deal with a harlot,
right,
there's a spirit there. Now, it doesn't affect us the same way. Their DNA doesn't come on to us.
Right.
But from a spiritual perspective,
Yeah.
right? And then just the whole mindset of the spirit behind a whoremongering spirit on a man puts you in a spirit and a frame of mind that's not conducive to growth in this walk. Like if you're, we thought it was cool and it was manly to just chase a bunch of women around and get conquest and stuff like that. It was actually, we were not in control.
Greediness of the belly.
We were right. We were giving into our appetites.
We're not in control. Yes,
And I mean, not to mention that we were making whores of our sisters and stuff like that.
Right.
But you think that it's a macho thing to bed many women, right? And I'm talking about outside. We know in ancient biblical times, they married them. It wasn't just sleeping around. I'm not talking about when you could have multiple wives. That's different.
Right.
That's a different type of religion. I'm talking about that the one-hitter quitters, the one-night stands, the ones that you knew you were not going to do anything serious and had no good intention with, and that your whole thing was always about looking for women, right? As such were some of us. That wasn't macho at all. That was a simp.
Right.
The woman was your God.
Yep.
The woman was your God. The woman was my God at one time.
You yielded your strength.
I yielded my strength to that. I'll say it.
Pusaliah.
Some brothers don't want to say it. I was raised in that culture.
Yeah.
I was raised in that environment where it was about, did you hit it? Yeah, I hit it. Yeah, I tapped that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, word. Damn, I know I could never tap that, but if you did, I'm happy.
Right.
Bro, you got guys cheering you on, bro. That's how I'm not gonna get with that, but you can, and then tell me all the details and stuff like that.
It was a bad night if you went out and you didn't succeed.
Oh, I remember, man. Like, bro, I was having a great night, and if I didn't get a number or I didn't go home with somebody, you felt like it was a bad
the
night.
night was wasted, right?
And meanwhile, bro, you had bonding, you had different things. I mean, but whatever. Anyway, I digress. I wanted to mention the men part too, but it's different. It affects the men different. But this is good, and I haven't done a Graybeard video in a while because he kind of went off on some political stuff for a little while. But now he's going back to his wheelhouse, and he and I don't agree with everything he says exclusively, but some things he's really on point about. And this particular one, this is a new thing now. He's taking clips of other women on the internet, which I think is good because, like I said, you'll find stuff out there. There's a lot of these women out there, and they try to defend these behaviors and their actions. And I'm telling you, and I've said this before, maybe just not as detailed as I just did in this intro. I bring this up not necessarily to shame you, but because the shame's not a bad thing, but so that you can get to that point where you can acknowledge that's how you were and that you have issues that make it harder for you to be the type of wife that the Bible requires of you. And unless you acknowledge those things so that you can work on them and acknowledge that that is the case, it's going to be very hard for you to be away. You wonder why you're a rebellious wife, why you're bucking up, why you can't submit, why you have these views that you have, right? Or if you're not married yet, but why you can't bring yourself to a frame of why you feel offended when Bible comes out about the woman's role.
Right.
Right.
Or if they get to the point to
or why else? I'm sorry. Wait. Why I see in the comments how they you'll see in the comments they'll be like, well, how come they're not talking about men? Why they always talking about women? Can we get that in Ezekiel?
Yeah, Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 17.
Come on.
Likewise.
Wait, hold on. Is the Bible commandments?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Sure.
So it's the book of the law. So anything we read in it, we're supposed to do, right?
Right.
Okay. With the exception of the understanding of things that are done away with, like there's no temple, so things that pertain to the temple we don't do. There's no animal sacrifice because Christ spilled his blood, and animals' blood don't value more than Christ's blood, right? So certain things like that we don't do no more, right? But everything else,
is there.
Christ said, one jot or one tittle.
Yep.
Okay. So what you're about to read, we're supposed to do.
Law.
For the loudmouth black woman that says, why don't we talk about men? Even though the whole Bible's addressed to men. So why do I have to say that this is for the men?
Not heavy.
You're only getting this understanding because men brought it to you. Do you know what that took? Men changing their lives.
Come on.
Right.
Read. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 13, and verse 17. Likewise, thou son of man, set thy face against the daughters of thy people.
See, I gotta set my face against y'all, us and all the men. Go ahead, come on.
Which prophesy out of their own heart, and prophesy thou against them.
It says prophesy against the daughters of our people, right? Against the women as well. Prophesy against them, right? Because they have a role to play too. And we need, just like we get on the men, you got to do this, you got to do that. Women love to hear the part where the men got to be responsible. He got to be this. Don't be a tyrant. Rule like this. Do this, that, and the other. But then it comes to them. There needs to be enough men. Shut up.
You better shut your black lips.
Yes. All right. That it on that verse?
That's it.
Okay. Now, play the video.
A lot of women have experienced so many awful relationships.
The thing that's most often overlooked with female promiscuity is the psychological damage women suffer from the loss of innocence.
Stop. The biggest thing is the loss of innocence.
Right.
You know that, and that goes for both sides, but it affects the woman different. Meaning, a man, even when he had multiple wives, we understood that he wasn't a virgin on the second wife or the third wife or whatever. But the first time he had sex, it was supposed to be just him and her, right? Yep. But notice that there was provision for men back then that they could have more than one. But a woman, it was never set up for that a woman had multiple men.
Right.
So there's difference. It was always supposed to be that a woman got humbled one time by one man.
Right.
We know we don't live in times like that. We have a culture of excuses. We have this, they use benign words like agency, which is a nice way to say I could be a hoe and open my legs whoever I want to, right?
My body, my choice.
Right, my body, my choice, and all that stuff. There's a loss of innocence, and you never recover that loss of innocence. You gave it to somebody that didn't become your husband, right? Most women, right? Very rare you could say, okay, she had a husband, whatever. They wound up getting divorced in the world because divorce is allowed. Maybe you were a virgin when you went into that. All right, that's fine. But most of you were not. And there's a loss of innocence that you can never get back.
Yep.
Right? And we know that there's a process of humbling. He's going to say more. All right. But go ahead. Come on.
See, women carry the offspring. Offspring are the reason we even have a sex drive. Her brain doesn't know she's just hooking up with a hot guy.
Stop. This is the point. And it might go fast, so I'm trying to explain it before he says it. there's something in the way that the man made us. When he said that the reason we even have a sex drive is for procreation, he said because of babies, right? Women have the offspring. That desire to have sex comes from the desire to procreate, right? Yep. God made it so that you get an urge, right? We just have the seven gifts that he's given us, so we have more awareness of it. But animals don't think I'm going to tap that. They just get a drive to reproduce.
That's right.
And this is why they do it the way they do, right? Like animals don't have casual sex. They have sex to have babies.
So it's procreate, yeah.
They have seasons for it.
Right. And that's what drives it. It drives it in us as well. That's where the sexual desire comes from. So what you don't realize is that on a physiological and psychological level, right? And we know the brain resides in here, so it harms your spirit. You look at it as just consensual sex, but you don't realize that there's things that you gave away that you can never get back.
Right.
And it changes the way you become as a woman later, because it's something that's just the way God made us and that we're wired, right? Meaning a woman in this walk. Go ahead, come on.
Biologically, her mind is preparing her to bond with the father of that potential child.
Stop. So even though a baby may not have come from the sexual encounter, your body is wired as a woman to prepare and bond with that man to be the father of your child.
Right.
Even if your intention, so that means even your birth control methods, whatever it is that you're doing, every time you sleep with somebody, or even your husband, even if you're not having babies from it, there's a process that God put in us, that science gives it terms and stuff, that happens in the woman. This is what the pair bonding, because a lot of times we'll talk about the pair bonding and how it alters your ability to pair bond when you have been promiscuous.
Right.
And I don't think that resonates with the women of the pair bonding. Of course I can bond. I can love them. I can this. We're talking about genuine things that you don't got to think about, that happen when you go through that process, that get retarded. And I don't mean retarded like Down syndrome. I'm not using a derogatory term, meaning that it becomes altered. It becomes something that is, when something's retarded, like a flame retardant, right? It means that it prevents the fire from catching.
Right.
It prevents the fire from catching of the genuine desire that you would have had if you pair bonded with the one man that you were made to pair bond with.
Your husband. Yep.
So your body primes itself with all these hormones that's made for you to bond with this guy, but then you don't bond with this guy the way you're supposed to. It was either a one-night stand, it was for a season, it was whatever it was.
Right.
That's real stuff that's happening. This isn't about, this is why I say it's not your fault. The choices you made are all yours, whether you knew this truth or not. So it's not your fault, but you have to acknowledge that these are the results of it so that you can have that awareness to work, because now you got to work on it. What would come naturally for somebody that was her first, right? That's why they tell you they never get over their first.
Yep.
There's a psychological thing for it. You're always going to remember your first sexual encounter, whether it was good, bad, and different, whatever it was, whether if it was a handful of times or one time.
Right.
Because there's something that happened in your body and in your spirit that you were supposed to pair with that person and you didn't. Go ahead, play.
And so when a woman does this repeatedly with different men, it wrecks her emotionally.
Stop. It wrecks her emotionally when she does it repeatedly with different men, right? And you can be proud of your number if it's single digits, but even high single digits is still nasty knowing what we know.
Right.
Yep. And it did more damage. Even 2 did damage to you. Right? Go ahead. Come on.
Have so much more fun having crushes and doing all of those things like when I was younger.
She's missing her innocence.
Stop. When you're saying, I want those butterflies, I want that spark, I want this, that, and the other, you're missing that innocence.
Dang.
And what you do is you're trying to chase that feeling again. And this is why you make poor decisions in your proving processes, because your sense is altered already. You gave that away.
And you hear women use that very ignorantly, not realizing that's what they're seeking when they
Yeah.
say I missed the butterfly.
Yeah.
And all that.
What they're seeking is their innocence again.
Right.
When they want butterflies, when they want that feeling and that connection, right? And that's why it's so fleeting a lot of times, and it's only for a season that they have it.
Right.
They're looking for that innocence again. Go ahead, come on.
Women miss the feeling of butterflies and the crush they could only experience when they still had a degree of innocence. That's one reason why promiscuity is so destructive. Casual sex immediately destroys a woman's innocence, and so the only sensation that comes close to what she used to feel is having a new man.
Stop.
Dang.
And that's why no man is ever good enough for her. Because the only thing that comes close to the innocence feeling is going through the newness again. Going through that newness again.
It's the repetitive cycle.
Destructive cycle.
I've said this before. You ever heard the saying, variety is the spice of life?
No.
Yeah, they say variety is the spice of life.
Okay.
So, you know, I mean, if you think about it as a man,
Yeah.
from our perspective, when we were molding that way in the world, right?
Yeah, you wanted different
Try everything.
varieties of women.
I'm going to sound really crude here, but this was a saying we would say. You know, the only thing better than the box, and we didn't say box, we would say dussy. The only thing better than the box is new box.
Yeah.
That was a saying. If sisters, I don't know if you know that. That's how men would talk, right? But guess what? Maybe y'all weren't as crude, or maybe you were. I know some of y'all be saying y'all be talking crazy with each other, but what you were really seeking was that innocence again, right? But it alters the woman because the woman's supposed to be the one that's in submission to the man.
Right.
And how could she be in submission to a man that she doesn't feel those butterflies for?
Which is why they can't humble down, because they were supposed to just be humble.
Yes.
Dang.
It's always an uphill battle after that. It's always an uphill
Can I
battle.
read this for you,
after that.
Deke?
Yep, go ahead.
Deuteronomy
And-
chapter 22 and verse 28 and 29. It says, if a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days.
Yep, that's supposed to be, there's something that happens in that process that's supposed to be your wife.
Right.
Yep.
To become one flesh. We think about it as like merging into one body, like, you know, Siamese twins or something like that.
Right.
No, it's talking about the processes and the imprinting that happens, and it's the man that imprints on the woman. Right? That's the way it's set up. That's the way it's designed. All right? Come on, play it.
So they keep chasing that fleeting sensation with more and more new men.
I want to have a crush. I want to have butterflies. I want all of the things.
And so women with more than even a few men in their past are emotionally burned out. They eventually get married, most of them, but can't ever be content because of this emotional burnout. She'll say her husband isn't emotionally available or some such nonsense. The truth is, however, she misses her innocence.
Stop. So they can get married. So this is the point where it pertains to you sisters, right? You know, you will get married. You're going to find somebody here and stuff like that. But you're not being realistic enough with yourself about what's expected of you in marriage. And because it doesn't happen naturally anymore, because you gave it away, right? The more you deny it, the harder it's going to be for you to acknowledge and accept the accountability. That's why when we tell you shut up, it's not from a place of being rude, right? It's you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Right.
We understand it. The Bible makes it plain. And that's where he's emotionally unavailable. No, you're just looking for something that you gave away 15 guys ago.
Right. You can't get that to him.
Some of y'all's in your 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
And I don't mean age. Talk about your body count.
Dang. And you know what's wild?
He said even if it's more than a few, meaning you might have gave it away 3 guys ago.
Right.
It makes it harder.
Right.
So it takes like a conscious effort for you to like what should have come naturally now is not there naturally
It
anymore.
takes work.
Right.
Bishop was just going over this on what was it, His Rib, Her Lord, going into the value of virginity and keeping that. That's what he wants for his daughters.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
It came up to it. Marriage is honorable slightly.
Hey, that's why.
Right.
Give me, it says, marry thy daughter. You've performed the weighty matter. Give me
Yes,
that.
sir.
7:25.
7.
And this is all part of my topic, like I said today. We're renewing the mind and we're removing the culture of excuses. All right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I said it's like a follow-on. And I'm probably not gonna get through to all of it today. I got more, but we'll see where it goes. And I know I always get hesitant to go over the marriage and relationship stuff because as much as there are some sisters that complain when we bring certain stuff like this out, it's probably maybe as much, if maybe in some cases even more, as compelling as when prophecy comes out. Like there's something about it that everybody likes, and there's so much nuance to it.
Right.
Pairing together and dealing with that stuff. I mean, parenting. You know, like there's so much that goes with that as well, right? But go ahead. What are we bringing out now?
The book of Sirach, chapter 7 and verse 25. Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter.
Right, because you are the guardian of her virginity, right? The daughter, right? And you are of the son as well, because you're going to raise your son a certain way, right?
Right.
To be a certain way. Remind me to go to Kings about show thyself a man, right? Because I'm going to deal with the boy in a second. But with the girl, it's more weighty because you know that everybody's looking for her.
Right.
Just by the fact that she's a female. I've gone over this before. Like a woman is born with her worth.
Yep.
Right? And I've spoken about that.
She's born at the top of the hill.
A woman is born at the top of the hill because of her virtue, her innocence, and people desire to box, right?
Right.
Her job in her life is just maintain that. And if she maintains that, she's a 10. Even if she might not look like a 10 physically, spiritually she's a 10, right? Because of that pureness that she has. A man has to build to that. If you notice, a man, right, even if he has looks, okay, he has to build money, he has to build this, he has to build stability, he has to be able to provide, he has to be able to be masculine enough to be a warrior, but know when to put the warrior behind so that he can be like, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than they say than a gardener in a war type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's not required of a woman.
Right.
You see the duality we got to walk with?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got to be able to kick your ass and defend my family, but then be able to adjust and speak in season and out of season with them as well. Right. Like I got to wear all these faces.
Yeah.
And they got one job.
Right. And you got one job, submission to your husband, right? And guide the house with the children according to your husband's mind.
Right.
So that's how it was set up with Adam, right? Is all these things he had to do first?
Yes.
He had jobs first, and then he was given.
Yes, exactly.
And
exactly.
Deke, and the heavy part about this, where it talks about that has performed a weighty matter, that's going into all the things you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because when you give your daughter to the wrong man, knowing the spiritualism in regards to the humbling, now she's no longer under your discretion. She's under his discretion. And if this guy is a wacko,
that's the other part.
She's cooked.
That's the other part.
She's done.
Right. Because, when you give her to the husband, now she's the husband's.
And she ain't got to listen to you no more. She
right.
got humbled.
She has to listen to him. She
After
gets
his
humbled.
mind.
Right.
Yeah.
After his mind. So you got to make sure that, right. And it's letting you know that only the man can really discern that man's worth.
I was going to say, as a father,
Oh,
you got to
that's
prove
heavy.
too.
Right.
That's heavy. I think they missed it. Can you expound on that?
That's the role the way it was supposed to be. It's not like that now.
Right.
The man is supposed to discern the other man. Like women are not equipped to choose a spouse. So although we talk about the proving and things like that and all that stuff like that, and that's why I add so much time to it when I say at least 3 years, because it gives you a better chance. It's not just for the nurturing of understanding each other and what you're going into. It gives the sister a better chance to not just see it on her own. Like, because some sisters want to prove and they never seek any type of advice, or they'll only seek advice from the woman. You need that man's perspective, because a man will see the bullshit in another man and you might not.
Right.
This is why y'all got gamed and you opened up your legs so many times.
That's why Deacon Malachi kept harping on, we don't know him. He's talking from that father perspective of, we don't know this brother enough to have proven him to give you to someone that we see as a daughter.
Yeah. And then by the same coin, we can't be unrealistic either, and I'm not saying you lower standards of what you want for your daughter and stuff like that, but you can't be unrealistic that you don't think there's not going to be something in somebody. But see, that's why the father's part of the process, because he's supposed to say, look, you need to work on this, this, and this before you marry this sister.
Right, yep. And we've had those examples.
Right? Yeah. You need to, I need to see this, this, and this before I can give you this blessing on this particular sister. Right? And none of us can forbid you. You can go ahead and do what you want. We're not going to bless it by letting you, have the feast here or none of that stuff like that. But, there's something that men can see in other men that women won't see. That's why y'all get fooled all the time into freaking opening your legs. Right?
Got it.
Yeah, play the video again.
You got the next part of the verse goes with what you
go ahead. Read it.
It says, but give her to a man of understanding.
But give her to a man of understanding. That's the chief thing. That's the biggest thing. Run it back a few seconds. Go ahead.
Tent because of this emotional burnout. She'll say her husband isn't emotionally available or some such nonsense. The truth is, however, she misses her innocence. But once innocence is gone, it's gone forever.
A lot.
All right. Let me get the next one with him. I'm not going to get, so my next phase was I was going to go into generally as us as a people, but I'll probably save that for next week. And then next week I'll spend some time on some of the things that the Lord specifically uses and talks to us about. So my goal is to kind of run the gamut of like a lot of this information. So, next week I'll talk about anger and other spirits and things like that. But go ahead. Come on, play this.
Some of you guys are out here expecting biblical submission from a woman who you're treating like a girlfriend.
She's half right, but the part she's half wrong about is a huge problem. Our culture is so feminine-centric now that there's no natural deference to the masculine.
Stop. And that's so heavy. Can we get that? Is it in Jeremiah, a woman will compass a man? Get me that. He's talking about feminism. He says our culture, you got to be aware of that. And let me tell you, some of you sisters got to look at it uniquely. Some of you are hip to it. Like you'll see something and you'll be like, oh man, that's a woman empowerment show. But some of you, you don't realize how seductive doctrines are, that you don't even realize that you're under the spell of it. And many of you have feminism qualities without owning that you're a feminist. Meaning you don't even realize that you're feminist. And that's how feminine centric this world is today, right? I mean, think about it. And I know this is the way the world is structured. And for some people, maybe somebody new hearing it, it's going to trigger them and they're going to, oh, that's chauvinistic, that's this, that's that. But women, a man taking orders from a woman, women CEOs commanding men under them. Bro, look at a freaking, I think both females, look at the two females. I think it was the one for the DOJ, Pam Bondi, and the other one that was Christy Noam. They call her DHS Barbie. All right, Christy Noam. She was having an affair with her number two that she was over.
The hell is this?
Both married.
Jesus.
Both married.
Oh yeah, that lady from Chase too.
Right? Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. Okay. She was having an affair with the guy that's the number two, right? And she's supposed to be giving him orders. And then it turns out that she was actually taking a lot of his suggestions on how to run the department.
God damn. Crazy.
That's just one. I'm not saying that women can't have. See, that's why here we'll have women over things and we'll call them coordinators. But women start to go off the rails. And it's not because that's what's innately in them, although from the perspective of the spirit of Eve it is. I'll say this, and it's not to take blame. The scripture says of the woman came sin, right? We know that. The woman is more susceptible to seduction than the man is. And that's really what the issue. So it's not like that. It's what Eve did was evil, but it's not like she was innately evil. She succumbed to the seduction. It's not like women are innately evil. They are just more susceptible to the seduction of it.
They go with what feels right.
Before you get that, get me where it says carrying away simple women laden with sin.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Precept. Because obviously there's some strong women that didn't succumb to any of that stuff in the scriptures, right?
Right.
So you can't say that all women are evil. Because some women, and not that we've ever said that, but some women perceive it that way, right? And it's not that. It's just that you fail to acknowledge the fact that you're a victim of feminism just as much as we're a victim of feminism. And then you don't want to acknowledge it, so then you can't fight it. You think you're enacting your agency. That's why it says that your mind should be the mind of your husband.
Right.
When it says a husband and a wife that agree together, that doesn't mean that he agrees with you. It means that you agree with him. Go ahead, read that.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 6. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sin.
Right, the scripture calls you silly. So, something you guys talk like women are evil. No, you're silly. Y'all simple and you're silly. Because you have certain types of spirits that can lead you away. And you're laden with sin because you don't address what we're going to read in Jeremiah. Is there more on this?
Led away with diverse lust.
Led away with diverse lust. Because you have whatever it is, he's going to find it. I'll give you an example. The reason you open your legs. You like the man that made you laugh? He made you laugh.
Right.
You like that he showed you attention by buying you chocolates, cookies, flowers, whatever it was?
Right.
And that got you.
Got.
It'd be some simple shit.
That got you
I'm
got. It'll be
sorry.
some simple shit.
It'd be the
And then you look
simplest
past
shit.
everything else and you think because, and let me tell you, that's also a result from broken homes. Meaning not necessarily having a constant, solid father figure because your daughter is going to learn and look for what the type of man her father was.
Yep.
And if he was absent, then it's whatever comes in, right? So it's important that she sees because she's forming expectations of what to expect from a man.
Right.
So it's very important how you move as a man and what the children see. And likewise for the son, because he's going to be the type of man that you are. It's pieces of you. That goes fatherhood being so important as well. All right.
That's what the his rib or her Lord was on this week.
Yeah, that's
Literally.
what they were talking about.
Yeah, that whole thing.
Now go to Jeremiah.
The book
right?
of Jeremiah, chapter 31.
Feminism in the Bible. Come on.
22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter?
How long, you backsliding daughter? Go ahead, come on.
For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man.
A woman shall compass a man. That's going into feminism, right? It's going into a lot of other stuff, but I'm telling you, we know that the Bible is eternal, right?
Right.
That's going into feminism, right? Run this back a few seconds and let's go back to the video. Come on. We almost done. I'm gonna stop after this video, I think. Go ahead.
But the part she's half wrong about is a huge problem. Our culture is so feminine centric now that there's no natural deference to the masculine.
Stop. So you're supposed to defer to the masculine naturally.
Right.
That's how it was in times past. Women married out of necessity back then because that was the norm. And what I mean by that is that you wouldn't survive in the world without a man.
Right. Literally.
Yeah. Literally. Now, some did, but what do you see when you see those old shows? They're either hoes or harlots or
in a brothel house doing
right
something
or
they shouldn't be doing.
some sort of impoverished thing or whatever. So the whole narrative of showing women empowerment, women should be empowered within the constraints of what the Bible empowers them to do.
Right.
Women are empowered. This is what I say, that there is 50-50 in a marriage. You have your part that you're supposed to play, and he has his part. Not 50-50 that we share responsibilities.
Right. Deacon, that empowerment, when the husband gives honor to the weaker vessel, that's the empowerment the woman receives.
Yeah.
He empowers her.
Yeah.
Just like the father does for the daughter.
Yes. And then what she does, she's responsible. The 50% that she's responsible is to be 100% into what the Bible says her role is supposed to be. And just like me as a man, I got to play that part. And how unfair is it that I got to move and play in that way, and you're not giving the only thing that you were created for?
Right.
Terrible.
Because that's what you were created for. And I'm talking about if you take that step into marriage. But Bishop Yausa brings it out often. You're always under the care of a man, from father to husband. And then even if you wind up kind of widowed, you're still then, if you're truly a widow indeed, you're not meaning that you necessarily have to die, but you're at the age where, okay, all right, I'm not rocking with anybody. I'm just going to be like this. You're still under the authority of the leaders. Right. And not as a husband, but as a father. Right. There's a verse, I think, in the Apocrypha in Sirach that talks about that. Be as a Yep.
Be
A father
to the father.
instead of a husband or something like that. It says something to that. I'm paraphrasing it, right? But since you might have some weirdos thinking, oh, daddy, that's not what it's talking about, right? Go ahead, come on, play.
Even me implying there should be such a deference makes a lot of so-called Christians mad. So what men find today in so-called Christian women is this mindset of she'll submit, but only under certain circumstances.
Stop. And we talk about that all the time. You have Sister Bill, you're no Abraham.
Right.
So I'm not gonna be like Sarah. It doesn't go by circumstances. I show Abuela, a sis that I know Deacon Abiel been using some of her videos now. I put them on to her.
He's been on it.
And she go hard on the submission part.
Right.
And it's not conditional to submission. It's not. The only condition is that he's your husband. If he's your husband, that's where your deference is to. Right? Go ahead, come on.
That is biblically incorrect. See, her great-grandmother had a reflexive deference to men because it was a pre-feminist culture. When she got married, biblical submission naturally followed. Now, women see submission itself as a natural. It's cultural.
Stop.
This is the
So they think it's a cultural thing.
Right.
Oh no, our culture is not like that. It's because it's been reduced to that.
Willie Lynn.
Where it should have been that's just the way the world is. Let me make another point. In the times where the women deferred to the men, the world revolved around the men. Some women may think their world revolves around the men, but their behavior shows otherwise. And this might seem small, but every time, because think about it, the man always got the big piece of meat, right? The man always, like when you would watch the old time shows, right? They would show you that, oh, daddy's coming home. We have to have this ready and that ready and all this other stuff and things like that. Nowadays, that slips through the cracks. And I get it. We live in a time where women have to go out and work, and in the past they didn't. It still doesn't change the dynamics of that because the scripture talks about women's work and things like that. So some people think like they always stayed home and stuff like that. That was rare. Not everybody was able to do that. They worked. And if we had land and animals, you worked on the land and animals with me, right? Not the same task per se, but you worked. You didn't just sit like a princess, right? And I had all day to do that because that's the other excuse that comes out.
We saw an example of that with, who was it? Jericho's daughters that had to go get the water or something like that?
Yeah. So this is, again, I'm dealing with the culture of excuses, right? So we've built that culture of excuses. Every time a woman this is where it's not natural. This is what I mean. Every time a woman forgets something that's for her man. So for example, if she knows I like my food at a certain time or a certain thing, or I asked for something and she went and did something else, and I wasn't the first thing that she handled, it goes to show you how broken the natural deference is.
Her desire is not unto you.
And it's not, just because I highlight one thing doesn't mean I take away the rest. What I'm trying to show the example is that nothing else in times past, or for a woman that genuinely lives, nothing else will pull her attention until she makes sure that she gives what she gives to the man.
Right.
Right? That should be the first thing. Not, oh, let me do this first. Not, no, oh, I forgot because I got distracted with this first.
Right.
Right? It's okay. Right? I'm going to get it for you now. You read that in Esther, right? Where it says it'll be my...
Until I die, Judith.
Yeah.
12 and 9.
Yeah, that's it. It's Judith. Get that real quick? Let's read it. 12 and 14. My wife used to have it up as a mural, and then she got mad at me, and now I don't know where the hell she's not mad at me right now, but the time that she was mad at me, that thing came down.
Right.
I don't know where it is.
It hasn't gone back up.
I don't know if she burned it. I don't know what she did with it.
It'll be up when you get home.
Right. No, it better not be up when I get home because that's going to be even worse. Like if she puts it back up now because she heard me say it on the show, it's even worse.
Dang.
It's better that it just stays dead.
Okay.
It's nowhere in the house.
Dang.
That I can find it. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't find stuff.
It was right here on the whole time.
Right. Go ahead, read this.
The book of Judith, chapter 12 and verse 14. Then said Judith unto him, who am I now that I should gainsay my Lord?
Right. So anytime, sometimes women think gainsaying is that they have to verbally come against them.
Right.
That's the easiest thing that they always fail. Right. But the gainsay also is when you're not treated as the priority, right? Go ahead, come on.
Surely whatsoever pleaseth him, I will do speedily, and it shall be my joy unto the day of my death.
Right. It shall be I will do speedily.
Quickly.
With the
expeditiously.
with the quickness. With the quickness.
Right.
And it will be my joy. You know what that really stems from? Can we do Deuteronomy 28? Is it 46, 47?
Yep.
Where it says for joyfulness and gladness of heart?
Yes, sir.
46, I think.
Because it's symbolic, right?
Right.
The relationship between Christ and the church.
Right.
The joyfulness part has to be there. If not, you're just playing the motions, right? Go ahead, come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 47.
Expeditiously, I love that word. That's perfect. Expeditiously. Go ahead, come on.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart.
Right. So all these curses and all these things came upon us because we didn't serve God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart. So when she says, and it will be my joy, Judith understood that relationship was symbolic of that.
Right.
I'm not just supposed to do it because the Bible says I'm supposed to do it. I'm supposed to find happiness in that. Is there more in that verse?
Yes, sir. For the abundance of all things.
So for all the blessings, for all the abundance of all things, you want all the benefits that the marriage offers?
Right.
It should be your joy to expeditiously do those type of things, right? Now, let me show you something. I want, damn, I lost the point that I had there. I know I want Genesis 2. Oh, I want 1 Corinthians 11. Give me Genesis 2 first, and then I want 1 Corinthians 11. And I'll tell you which verse in 1 Corinthians 11.
Which one and 2?
He didn't find a helpmeet for him.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2 and verse 18. The Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone.
Right. God said it's not good that man. Did he say it's not good that the woman should be alone?
Man should be alone.
Go ahead, come on.
I will make him and help meet for him.
I will make him and help meet for him. Go ahead, come on.
And out of the ground, the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them.
Okay, so jump to the part where he took it from the rib.
Verse 21. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib, which the Lord God had taken from man, made he a woman.
Right. So he made him a woman. Stop. Get 3. I'm not looking at it because I'm not in there right now. 16. No, is it 16 or is it where he says that her desire shall be to her husband?
16.
Go ahead. Come on.
The book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband.
What I'm showing you is the progression because I want to make a point, okay? Now, 1 Corinthians 11 and read 8.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man.
Now read 7.
Verse 7. For the man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of God.
Come on.
But the woman is the glory of the man.
Right. This all ties together, and women forget this because why? We're feminine centric, right? There's no deference to the masculine and the man. Go ahead, read.
For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man.
Read.
Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man.
Here's the point. Come on.
For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head.
This is the power that a woman has on her head, right? Now, there's a little letter here that says a covering in a sign that she is under the power of her husband. That's that meaning they put it shortened here and they just said power on her head. But when you read the letter, the original text said, for this cause ought a woman have a covering in a sign that she is under the power of her husband. Every time a woman wears her head wrap, is symbolic of the male-centric and the submission and deference.
That's fine.
That's what the head wrap signifies.
Right.
Yes.
Brothers taking notes. They ain't dropping no bomb on that.
The power that she has is in the application of God's order of how he said these things are supposed to be.
In that submission.
That's what I mean when I say they're empowered, but they're empowered to apply this. All right? Okay, let's go back to the video. Oh, my wife just sent me a message. She said the picture is up. I just can't find it. She's taking advantage that I can't find stuff. She probably put it up on the sneak tip. Bro, it's nowhere in the house. Nowhere. Go ahead. She trying to play me right now. She trying to play me.
It's gonna be up.
She taking advantage that she knows I can't find anything because she puts everything in places that are not accessible to me.
Right.
And now she's gonna use that as an excuse. That's slick. That's slick. Go ahead. Come on.
The half wrong part. Women simply don't have a biblical view of their own feminine role in the world.
So this is the part that I just explained biblically. They don't have a biblical view of their feminine role in the world.
Right.
And that's how you're going to know that you're really ready for marriage. Right? Is if you have that biblical view of your feminine role in the world.
Right.
And until you do, it's all lip service. I'm ready to submit. I'm ready. You will be completely happy in your submission if you align yourself with what these scriptures say about your role.
Right.
When you're not, and you have things to complain about, it's because you're still kicking against the pricks. Right? Go ahead. Come on.
Means most Christian women, at best, enter marriage with a 50-50 mindset.
Right.
And 50-50 is not biblical. But this is how most Christian women approach marriage, as if submission is this quaint little antique sitting on her shelf that she can use here and there when it's convenient. And when it's not, it's not.
Some of you guys are out here expecting.
That's it. That was it on that.
And they said she's still awake.
She woke back up because she knew what the subject was again. Oh, snap. Someone said she's still awake. I know. She said she was going to sleep. See? She trying to game me. I'm going to stop it there for tonight. I still got more stuff that I got to go over. All right. Lord's will, next week we'll carry on similar with the topic. Okay. I'll see. But we're dealing with I pray that you see that it kind of all tied in, right? We're talking about renewing that mind.
Right.
You see the culture of excuses that we have, right? And then I guess next week will be kind of like the summary. I mean, I got more stuff that's kind of on that theme, but it might be a different topic altogether. Because I got some stuff where I'm just going to focus on the man.
Right.
And like his stuff. Like you seen it. I know you got excited with some of those posts. So
yeah.
I got some stuff that I want to talk about with that. So anyway, put up the Booster Club. Put up the Booster Club. We need your help. We need y'all to continue to support us. And y'all have done a great job. Those of you that are in the spirit to support the Booster Club, I mean, you have no idea what it's enabled, what your contributions and the part that you've played in getting this gospel spread. Although you're not there with us physically, teaching and preaching that word on these trips that we do, and it's not even just the traveling part. Booster Club helps with these poorer schools that we need to help uphold them and uplift them.
Right.
Things that we take for granted here, we're able to go ahead and use those funds, to help with those schools, to get them the things that are necessary. It really, if you've not traveled to that extent, it really is a different world in some of these countries where we go to and what they have access to. I've said this before, our poverty, because I grew up poor, but I grew up American poor. And American poor is not the same as in some of these other countries poor. I'll tell you that right now.
Right.
They think our poor is rich, right? And so it's all perspective. So that Booster Club not only helps them to make them rich in spirit by giving this word, but it helps us to help them with the schools and the programs and the things that are needful for us to spread this gospel. So you guys play such a huge role in that, and know that. I know we're the boots on the ground, but you guys are the support system behind that. So keep supporting and help with that, all right? What else we got?
Say too, if they saw any of the Booster Club videos that were going out on the Sabbath, they'll see those conditions that were shown, and some of the things that leadership was putting out that we need assistance with in these other countries.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we got social media as well, so make sure that you're following us on all of our social media channels. We have YouTube, TikTok, and 2 Instagrams, right? So help us push this truth out, push this out to redeem the time of the things that were coming out tonight, so that next generation that's coming up with our sons and our daughters, they don't have these issues, all right? So share the show, follow us, share it with all of your relatives, your friends, right? help us get to 35K on YouTube, and help the Power Hour page get to 5,000 followers. All right. So scan the QR codes now and make sure that you are following us and subscribe to us on our socials. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Hey, so check it out. We got the Original Royalty Instagram. Now, this is where we drop.
Facebook.
And Facebook. This is where we drop new merch, you know, kind of showing a shadow of good things to come. We've got the stuff that's out already. You may even see some ads going into some discounts that may come up. You know, you got to be able to stay tuned so you can see all those different things, right? So make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all follow us. We want to make sure that our subscribers go up in that particular platform right there. Now, this one don't go up as much, right? This is the first time we put it up like on this platform, right?
Right.
Exactly. So we're going to give y'all some time. All right, give you about 10 seconds to scan that
don't just
QR
listen.
code.
Scan that QR code. We need the subs on for Original Royalty too.
Hey, and you know what I noticed too that also gets posted on the OR page? The various ways that you can style all of the merchandise too. Because
I was thinking that. I'm glad you said it.
Show
you
the
know,
different looks.
Yeah, you see the different fits that people got. You know, for their OR merch.
So you see it on the website, but also you see the various customers as well that are wearing it and how they style it. So you know, you want a little inspiration. There you go, to follow us on our OR channels.
Now, if the link wasn't working, because it looks like, is something wrong with the link? With the QR code?
Instagram, Facebook worked right away.
All right, good. So just look up on Instagram very easily, Original Royalty 12, and you're in there. All right. Once again, I'm gonna put it on the. Somebody put it on the. I'm gonna put it on the comments. Original Royalty 12 all together. Okay. Put that on Instagram. Make sure y'all follow us once again. And listen, that new merch that was brought out at the beginning of the show, that was beautiful. I know everybody loved it. And this is just a small clump of what's coming this year. Lord's willing, right? This year. So, man, you don't have no idea. All right? You have no idea.
While it's ready.
That's it. That's it. Deacon?
With that, we say shalom. Y'all stay safe, fam.
Shalom.
Shalom.
This for the Southern Kingdom, Kwame Sharala. Hey, one nation, one nation. This for the Northern Kingdom, Viva la Raza. We one nation, one nation. This for the Southern Kingdom, Kwame Sharala. Hey, one nation, one nation. This for the Northern Kingdom, Viva la Raza. We one nation, one nation. It wouldn't be Israel without Mexicans. Black love, brown pride, cause we next to kin. We ain't gotta tell Esau to let's be friends, cause we above all nations and we better than them. We the salt of the earth, ayy, ayy. And we been king since birth, ayy, ayy. We put the kingdom first, ayy, ayy. And they gon' get this work, ayy, ayy. We was chosen, not cause we the most of the people. Few in numbers, but we over the people. We gods of this earth, we ain't supposed to be equal. Stop playing, you emotional people. The good gotta triumph over the evil. So my foot's on the throat of the eagle. Their tongues will confess that we the people. Cause my nation ain't never been feeble.